what is, in my estimation, the biggest junior college football game, the most significant junior college football game that I've ever been a part of. And I've been doing this for 50 years. These are two outstanding teams, and it is a good bet, certainly not anything that is definite, but it is a great likelihood that one of these two teams will get a chance to play for a national championship in junior college football. Garden City's Broncbusters come in at 8-0. The Blue Dragons are 8-1. The only loss by the Blue Dragons to Iowa Western, a team one spot ahead of Hutchinson in the polls. Hutchinson number 4, Iowa Western number 3, and Iowa Western playing on this beautiful Saturday afternoon, and they have a test. They are at Butler. Garden City's Broncbusters, they're number 2, Eastern Mississippi number 1 in the polls, and the Broncbusters, well, they can punch their ticket, certainly, if they can come to Gowans Stadium, get a win over the Blue Dragons, and then finish with a win at home against Butler 1 week from this Saturday. It is absolutely perfect for football. Temperature right around the upper 40s, low 50s. There's not much wind, although there is supposed to be a front moving in later this afternoon. Right now, Glenn Grunwald, you're down on the sidelines. It is magnificent.
It is absolutely gorgeous down on the sidelines, no doubt about that. Hey, I was just invited to go out with the toss if I wanted to, guys. I'm starting to get some clout down here on the sidelines. So it is a gorgeous day in the 50s, sunshine, a little cool in the shade.
Well, this is 2 versus 4. So, you know, it's as big a game as we've played in a lot of years, as you mentioned, maybe ever. You have to make sure you stay within yourself in a game like this. How easy is it to get caught up in the hype and not perform to your expectations? Garden is going to try to entice the Blue Dragons, I think, a few times in this game to maybe lose their cool and get some of those 15-yard personal fouls. This game is bigger than you. You have to walk away, turn your back. Who cares what they say? Rusty, you can't have stupid penalties. You can't turn the ball over in a game like this. It's too important.
That's true on a part of both of these teams. Hutchinson and Garden, it should be special. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with kickoff in 2 minutes.
Is now part of a regional transportation partnership with Sedgwick County Transportation and Wichita Transit. We are working together to provide rides to Wichita and back on Tuesdays. Wichita Transit has fixed route and paratransit service available within the city. Round trip costs range between $19 and $27. Advanced registration with ARCAT is required. ARCAT is first come, first served general public transportation. Call 694-2913 for details.
No time to fix breakfast? Just call us at Anchor Away 662-3100 and we'll have it ready for you. Choose from our selection of breakfast burritos, biscuits, or one of our 5 different complete breakfast plates. Breakfast from 7 to 10:30, Monday through Saturday. If you missed us for breakfast, we're here for lunch and dinner too. Pick up your favorite Mexican dinner or take some home for the family. We're open till 9. That's Anchor Away, drive-through, carry-out, and catering under the Water Tower at V&Adams in Hutchinson, 662-3100.
Tech Wireless has plans for every lifestyle, including our new and improved Advanced Pay Plan. Get the nationwide coverage and data you want without a commitment. Plans
Garden
start
City
at $30
kicker.
per month, and you can get unlimited everything for as low as $35 per month. Activate a new Advanced Pay Plan and receive a free Moto G4 Play. Or receive your first month free when you purchase a new phone or bring your own phone. 'Tis the season for savings. Visit Next Tech Wireless today. Certain restrictions apply.
Hi, Brian Bobo, General Manager of Midwest Ford and Toyota. We are always looking for ways to help our local community. We know you have many choices when it comes to your vehicle needs, and that's how we came up with a better way. Any new or most pre-owned vehicles at Midwest Superstore will come with a warranty for life. That includes a limited lifetime powertrain warranty, helping you with the security and reliability and overall lower cost of ownership. If we don't have it, we can get it. New Toyota, new Ford, or even pre-owned vehicle that fits you. Come see us at 1100 East 30th or online at MidwestSuperstore.com.
Garden City won the toss and deferred their choice to the start of the second half. So the Blue Dragons will take the football. The Dragons will work from south to north here in the first quarter. Right now, if you check the American flag to our left, it is hanging straight down. So right now, wind is in no way a factor. The Garden City kicker is Ben Raybon. He's a 5'10", 170-pound sophomore. We cannot tell you the hometowns of any of the players on the Garden City team because Garden City coach Jeff Sims chose not to share that with the conference.
Yeah, which doesn't make a lot of sense, but that is his prerogative. Captains for Hutchinson, Leroy Watson, offensive lineman Peyton Fears, defensive lineman Jaden Cunningham, and Jamichael Neal. They were out for the coin toss. Here we go.
And the kick is returnable, taken at the 7-yard line, right out quickly to the 15, to the 20. Pretty nice return out close to the 30-yard line. Nice run back by the Blue Dragons of a kickoff fielded inside the 5-yard line.
Good job by Irwin to bring it back up, and he'll take that wide receiver spot right now. They kind of settle on him as the kickoff return guy.
I think we'll see on punts a couple of situations where the Dragons will have a couple of people back. Blue Dragon running back Desmond Jackson. Well, he has some pretty impressive stats of his own, 911 yards. The quarterback is Mason Shucker. He has thrown for 1,400 yards. He starts in the shotgun. 2 wide outs to the right. One of them comes in motion across the formation. And the Dragons will start with a reverse. Out to the 30, to the 35-yard line, and out close to the 40-yard line. Coming across for the Blue Dragons and making it work on the reverse, Jalen Irwin.
You bet. Get your speed to the outside and let him go. I know Garden City is going to be focused on Des Jackson, who's had a spectacular year.
Des threw a great block right there to spring Irwin on those yardage.
He did.
So the Blue Dragons find themselves with a first down out at the 39-yard line. Just underway. Number 4, Hutchinson. Number 2, Garden City. And the Dragons give it to Jackson, and Jackson is grabbed right at the line of scrimmage. Might have lost a yard or two.
Yeah, that time, one of the big guys up front, Latrell Bankston, it was Brian Thomas, missed a block. Garden City defensive lineman got penetration, and that was a tackle for a loss in the backfield.
Garden City is a tough defensive team as well. They average allowing just 18 points a game. Blue Dragons 15 and a half. Second down, 11. Mason Shucker is the quarterback. He wants to throw, has time, flips it to Jackson. Jackson at the 40-yard line, run out of bounds near the 45-yard line. That will be about 4 yards shy of a first down.
Well, and that's what you got to have. Just get your chunks when you can. So now it brings up a 3rd down 4, manageable situation. Dragons, keep in mind, already have a first down on this opening drive.
In this game, who knows? A lot of times you hype a game one way, it turns out to be played a completely different way, but it could very easily become a game of field position.
Maybe we can get him to jump offside here. He's tried some hard counts, and Garden has almost jumped a couple times. 2
receivers stacked to the right side, and the Dragons will go with a run, and Jackson battling for what he can get. Still battling, pushing a pile. Dragons might have got it with second effort.
They did. Great job on the second and third effort. Jackson carries it for the first down.
That was impressive. They had him stood up about 2 yards shy of the first down marker. but the pile pushed him out to midfield.
Speaking of markers, take a look, guys. We got the new LED lights on the side to help you out.
I like it. That definitely is good from our vantage point here high atop Gowans Stadium in the booth. And what a start. 2 first downs for the Dragon offense. This is exactly what the doctor ordered.
Right out at midfield. Man in motion across formation. That's Leroy Watson, sets off on the left side. Dragons give to Jackson. Jackson makes a cutback, and he's grabbed before he can get started upfield, and he's dropped for a 2-yard loss.
Yeah.
So 4 carries for Jackson, 2 of them for negative yardage. Garden City saying we can play defense against the run as well.
Number 92, Tyson comes in and make the stop. He's a redshirt freshman.
So it is for Hutchinson a 2nd down and 12. Just underway. A little over 12 minutes to play in a scoreless first quarter. All the action coming your way on Eagle Radio from Gowans Stadium. Dragons shift a couple of players from the right side of the formation. Now 2 receivers to the left side. That's the short side of the field. Shucker takes a snap, fakes one way, throws it over the middle, and has his receiver. It's going to be a Dragon touchdown. Irwin got away from 2 defenders. They're standing there looking at each other. I thought you had him. Nobody had him. And it is a touchdown for Jalen Irwin. 52 yards on the throw by Mason Shucker.
Double coverage, perfect throw, even better catch, and are you kidding me? The Hutchinson offense, which has struggled at times this year, comes out on the opening drive and looks incredible.
All right, now the all-important extra point try. The Dragons have been proficient in that category, and Sebastian Garcia continues to do his thing. Hutchinson 7. Garden City will get the football for the first time after we take this break.
Financial concepts. We understand if income taxes continue to go up as they have for almost the last 30 years as per the IRS, you may need to adjust your spending habits so you don't run out of money. How much money are you going to give to the government in the form of income taxes over your lifetime? Let's have a cup of coffee and a conversation. Call me, Jay Pitzer, at 96-007-49. Securities offered through the ON Equity Sales Company, member FINRA, SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through ON Investment Management Company.
A dream beginning for the Blue Dragons. An impressive touchdown drive, covers 71 yards, and Mason Shucker delivering a strike to Jalen Irwin.
3 first downs on the drive, 12 yards rushing, 59 via the passing, and you couldn't mix it up any better. You couldn't start any better. This is exactly what Hutchinson had prayed for coming into the game.
Now let's see how the Dragons play the kickoff. Win not a factor. And it is a deep boot, and it will go into and will be downed in the end zone. Interesting that they used Charles West, one of their 2 outstanding running backs, back there to bring back kickoffs. On this one, of course, there was no return.
Guys, there's a flag laying close to the 40-yard line, and something tells me this could be an offside penalty against the Dragons on this unit. And if that's the case, we may have to redo this.
They've moved the football from the 25 to the 30.
Yeah, they moved it to the 30. I was going to say that could make a run back possible then if that's the case. It was offsides.
Yep. Boy, that's just a penalty that will drive, and it's minute compared to personal fouls and stuff, but that's one that this time of the year you should never make, and you've got to be disciplined in a game like this. Every yard matters.
Ellis Merriweather is the running back behind quarterback David Moore. And it is Merriweather that gets the call. He tests the interior of the Hutchinson defense. There is a war going on between a lot of big bodies, and the net result is a gain of 2 yards on the carry by Merriweather.
Yeah, that was actually Dedrick Mills on the carry, number 26, out of the backfield.
Number 26 on my roster is Ellis Merriweather.
No, it is Dedrick Mills.
Okay, they've changed his number. Thank you.
And we have a stoppage of play.
Timeout, Hutchinson.
All right, we'll take a break. Be right back.
Fall season. When the weather is warm one day and cold the next. Stay ahead of cold and flu season by drinking plenty of liquids, getting enough rest, and keeping your hands sanitized. Come see the friendly folks at Ashcraft Pharmacy, your locally owned Health Mart pharmacy, for over-the-counter medications to help alleviate symptoms. And if you need a prescription, we offer free mail-out, free delivery, or call ahead for our handy curbside service. Go Dragons! From Ashcraft Pharmacy in the Hart Shopping Center, South Hutchinson, and Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
It is for Garden City a 2nd down and 8 after the early timeout, and I stand corrected. It is Ellis Merriweather that is not in the lineup. It is Dedrick Mills that is, and he's the young man that is having quite a year. 1,291 yards rushing prior to that carry. He'll go over 1,300 yards at some point today.
Dragons taking an early timeout here in the first quarter. 11 minutes, 24 seconds to play. Hutchinson up 7-0. It's Garden City football, their first possession of the game.
And the handoff is straight ahead. And again, the Dragons do a terrific job of defending against Dedrick Mills. No gain on the play, 3rd down 8.
So I tell you guys, already Garden City doing a little pushing after the play, and I immediately saw the Dragons put their hands up in the air like we want no part of it. This game is bigger than any player individually, and you can talk all you want, you can push all you want. Don't be baited into a penalty, Glenn.
Big stock by big number 99 for Hutchinson. Nice stop out there by Neal.
Yep, he's one of the team captains, and he is a load up front.
Trips
4 in the Wildcat.
Yep, trips to the left side, and it is a good carry, but short of a 1st down. And Moore got out to the 37-yard line, needed to get to the 40. It is 4th down and 3, and we'll see how Garden City wants to play it. Looks like they'll bring on the punt team.
They will. Monty Montgomery, number 10. He was the National Defensive Player of the Week the last game that he played 2 weeks ago, as well as the Conference Defensive Player of the Week. He has become somebody very special and just a freshman.
And the Dragons do have 2 safeties back on this punt, which is off high pretty, and it is fielded at the 26-yard line. Brought out to the 30, to the 35, and out close to the 40, and 2 flags come flying into the picture. Much of this is going to be wiped out. It was handled, it being the punt by Jalen Irwin. He had a nice return, but a couple of flags came in from actually behind where Irwin ran out of bounds.
This will be a block in the back against the Dragons. Easy call for the officials. 2nd penalty of the game against Hutchinson. It appears the Dragons are going to start probably back at their 20-yard line on this drive. 10-yard penalty against the Dragons, and that's okay. Offense came out, scored opening drive. Defense limits Garden to a 3-and-out. You get the ball back. You know, just manage the football. Don't make mistakes. You've already got a big score that maybe some didn't think you would get this early in the game to begin with.
Dragons will start at their 24-yard line after the assessment of the penalty. And the Dragons go with a little bit of the same flavor and get a nice run upfield. That was a direct snap to Khalil McLean. And flags fly. That'll be a late hit on Garden City.
Absolutely stupid penalty if you're Garden in a game like this. And if you're a Hutchinson fan, you applaud it. So the quarterback is running down the sideline. He's been out of bounds for at least 10 yards. And a Garden City player comes up and throws him to the ground. 2 flags come in. This is 15 yards tacked on to the end of the run.
Glenn, we're struggling a little bit with the numbers, but was I correct that was
you were.
Khalil McLean?
That was McLean out of the Wildcat.
Well, Garden City is wearing white uniforms with yellow numbers, and it is not easy to see, as Rusty Hilst alluded to.
Plus, you don't know where they're from.
That's true.
They didn't step off a penalty. What was the call on the penalty? Dragons ready to go at their 46-yard line. High snap. They give it on the reverse, and this time Garden City eats the play up, and it'll go for a loss of 6.
Yeah, Irwin went nowhere and lost, like you said, Rusty, 6 yards. Big stop right there by David Moore and a couple others.
Well, it was a 15-yard penalty according to the statistics.
Well, it was. All I can tell you is it was not assessed. So it will be 2nd down. And look at the yard to gain marker across the way. There's a big 15 on it. That indicates 2nd down, 15. That is really slick.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We're trying to figure out if that Bluetooth or what it is.
That is pretty sharp. Dragons behind the down marker, obviously, with 2nd and 15. Shucker wants to throw, delivers it over the middle. It is complete for a short gain. Tinsley trying to turn it into more than that. He gets out to the 48-yard line. It is a pickup of 7, and Hutchinson will look at 3rd down and 7 more needed. Maybe 3rd down, closer to 8 needed for a 1st down.
Mason Shucker's been accurate in this game. There's been times this year when he hasn't been accurate with the football, but boy, he is on. 3 of 3 passing, 66 yards and a touchdown. Dragons need a big 3rd down conversion here.
2 wideouts to the right side of the field. Ball delivered. It is caught at the 50-yard line by Des Jackson. Jackson battling for what he can. Has enough for a 1st down at the 43-yard line of Garden City.
Dragons using the back in this game to come out of the backfield and catch balls. Des Jackson already a couple of catches, so basically 2 of the 4 completions have been to Jackson. He is a special running back.
Dragons make a couple of substitutions. New set of downs. They say Jackson's knee was down at the 44, so we'll spot it right there. But so far, Hutchinson not having any trouble moving the football against Garden City early. Hutchinson leading 7-0.
Hey, play clock down to 5. Hutchinson's going to have to burn a timeout again. They have got to fix this here early. That's 2 timeouts.
And while they take a timeout, so will we. We return in half a minute.
First National Bank is always open. We've made it easier than ever to conduct all of your banking from your smartphone, tablet, or laptop. You pick the location to get started, all via fnbhutch.bank. Apply for a loan or open an account over your lunch break or from the comfort of your own home. Electronic banking everywhere you are. Get started at fnbhutch.bank. We wish you happy holidays and a very Merry Christmas from your friends at First National Bank. We're first for you.
Well, the Blue Dragons have spent a couple of timeouts. They lead at 7-0. We're just about to the middle of the first quarter on a sunny football Saturday in Hutchinson at Gowans Stadium.
Glenn, I would say this start offensively has to be a surprise.
Yeah, it is, and they're pulling some things out of the bag we haven't seen this year, such as the Wildcat and a couple other things. So nice job there. Here we're setting up at 1st and 10.
2 wideouts and a stack on the short side of the field. Now Irwin goes in motion. They fake-handed it to him. Shucker pulls it back, unloads, tosses it down the field, and it is overthrown. The closest player to where that pass came down at the 5-yard line was wearing the wrong color uniform if you're a Blue Dragon fan. So it's a long, incomplete pass on 1st down. They tried to suck him in thinking that it was going to be a reverse, but couldn't get a receiver open.
Yeah, not a bad down to do it on. They had 2 defenders out there threw in the double coverage, but McLean was not able to get to the ball.
Agree with both of you, but Shucker's got to be careful because if it's not there, throw it away. That easily could have been intercepted.
Yeah, you're right.
Can't make mistakes against a team like Garden. Right now you're looking at a 2nd and 10. Anything positive here would be great.
Jackson on the right hip of the Hutchinson quarterback. Shucker back, wants to throw, unloads over the middle. Boy, almost threw a pick. It is broken up by Garden City defender at the 35-yard line. Joe J. Smith had an outside shot at a pick.
He was not open. And as a quarterback, there are times when you've got to look off that receiver and A, tuck it, run, B, throw it away. The receiver that he threw the ball to there was not open by any stretch of the imagination. That's 2 consecutive passes. Hutchinson is fortunate the ball wasn't picked off.
And it is 3rd down and 10 at the 44 of Garden City. Broncbuster defense trying to get a big early stop for them as they already trail Hutch 7-0. Shucker back to throw. Pressure comes, and Shucker unloads, completes the pass at the 40-yard line and down to the 37 with the reception. Khalil McLean, he is short of a 1st down by 3, but that might have put Hutchinson in a situation where they'll think about going for it.
Well, first of all, Garden brought the blitz. Hutchinson picked it up. And Ryan Rhodes is going to play the percentages. He's up 7-0. His defense is as good as anyone in the country, and Hutchinson will punt the football unless you fake the punt. There it is.
And they do fake the punt, and the Dragons go right straight ahead, get a 1st down. Wow, how about that? early gambling by the Blue Dragons, and it pays off.
Leroy Watson, the ball carrier.
I know Coach Rhodes. We've done Blue Dragon football a long time, and something inside the gut said Ryan Rhodes is going to fake a punt right here. I know him well, and that is great execution and keeps the drive alive.
And that gets it in Garcia's field goal range, too, guys.
I love the call because even if you don't make it, you still aren't giving Garden City outstanding field position.
Yep, I agree. Jackson Meat, our sideline reports. Glenn Grunwald, stellar throughout the year.
Making me hungry.
Me too.
Leroy Watson comes across formation, sets up on the left side. Shucker takes the snap, gives to Jackson. Jackson trying to find a little bit of room, finds just that, a very little bit of room. Might have gotten a yard to the 31-yard line.
But it's still positive yardage. Don't make a mistake. You're putting yourself in a position now. Your defense is on the sideline. They've been resting this whole first quarter. Garden City's had to be out there this entire time. You're already up a score. Hey, if you kick a field goal here, go up 2 scores, that is a worst-case scenario.
It would be a long-range field goal right now. Dragons probably need another 10 yards to make that realistic.
Even 5 would be nice.
Checker been asked to throw, gets a high snap, gives it to Jackson. Jackson finds a little hole, slips through it to the 25. Might have gotten just inside the 25. Let's spot it at the 25. Certainly now in 4-down territory, the Dragons find themselves with a 3rd down 3.
That, in my opinion, puts the Dragons in field goal range.
He's told me his range is between 45 and 50. He's had a 53-yarder before, so.
And he's made a 48-yarder in this season.
Yeah, school record is 48, but
right.
He's made them from farther than that in practice.
That's correct. Well, take care of the ball here. 3rd down short.
Garden City threatening blitz. Dragons give to Jackson. Jackson pounds ahead, pushing. He's close to a 1st down. It's going to depend on the spot. Looks to me like it's a yard shy.
Yeah, it's going to be yard shy as the line judge comes in from the side and says it's 1 yard short. They're going to say 2, actually, on the board.
Hutchinson is going to go for it. They say, you know what, yeah, we could take a field goal here, but if we could extend this drive, find a way to get a 1st down, holy cow, would that be early?
Yeah.
Good early.
Faith in an O-line.
All right, Mason Shucker awaits the snap 4 yards deep. Watson comes across formation, sets up as a blocker to the left side. And the give is to Jackson, and he will not get it.
Oh, my. It's going to depend on the spot, guys. It is
really close.
Really close.
I think he's going to be about a half yard short.
You might be exactly right, Glenn. No, they're going to say 1st down.
Wow.
Now, Watson went down.
Oh, my. Jeff Sims across the way. He is complaining in a hurry.
Well, Jeff Sims, you might get off the football field because, first of all, you're not supposed to be out there. And second of all, we have a Dragon that is down after the play, and I think that is Leroy Watson.
It is Watson.
It is Leroy Watson. He was in there as a blocker. Didn't see what happened, but apparently the Blue Dragons have picked up at least the early indication of 1st down at the 22-yard line.
The head official said it's a 1st down. I think Jeff Sims wants a measurement, but right now we're trying to figure out what's wrong with Leroy Watson, who gets up on his feet. Not sure if that's an ankle, if that's a cramp, but he is so important to that Dragon running game.
He's walking off the field under his own power, although he's a little gimpy.
He looks like I do when I get up in the
And
morning.
the official says it's a 1st down. Wow, what a start for the Dragon offense.
All right, Blue Dragons find themselves at the 22-yard line of Garden City. Hutchinson leading 7-0. We're down to 4.5 minutes to play in the first quarter. A first quarter in which Hutchinson has had the ball almost the entire period. I believe just 3 offensive snaps for Garden City.
You are correct.
And they snap it to Khalil McLean in the Wildcat. McLean starts left, tries to reverse field. That does not work in this conference. And that time the Wildcat gets chewed up by the Buffalo or the Broncbusters, I should say. Different team out in Garden City. It's a loss of 5.
Mincy quickly back in the Dragon backfield. I tell you what, that front line, that front 3 up there are quick, Rob.
I just hate that call, though, right there, because you're pounding the ball and everything's working. You try something cute, and you lose 5 yards on 1st down. You can't have negative plays against a team like Garden.
Well, they do the same thing, and this time the ball is thrown, and it is dropped at the 10-yard line. It was Khalil McLean out of the Wildcat, throwing it down the sideline and just not able to pull it in right in front of you, Glenn, at about the 10-yard line.
Yeah, he had it for about a millisecond right there and dropped it. It came out when it hit the ground.
That was Des Jackson,
Yeah, that
guys.
was Des Jackson on the catch.
And the Dragons have found something. They like the matchup with the running back out of the backfield, and he was open. The pass was incredibly good. It would have taken a good catch. A game that you need to have some catches like that now, third down long.
And back to Mason Shucker at quarterback. Shucker looks one way, looks the other, and is gobbled up back at the 36-yard line. That may well have taken the Blue Dragons out of field goal range.
Just anything but that. 2 negative plays on this drive when you had yourself in field goal range, and my goodness.
Well, Strice missed a hold as well on that, but the end result is loss of yardage, and now you got to punt it away.
That is just unfortunate. Dragons doing everything they needed to do. In fact, could have kicked a field goal on that drive had they not going forward on a 4th down.
All right, here's the punt, angled for the corner, and Dragons tried to down it, but I think they're going to say it's into the end zone. Dragons tried to down it at about the 1-yard line, couldn't handle it cleanly, so it will come out to the 20.
The punt was fantastic, Glenn. I mean,
Yeah,
you're
it
talking
was.
a fraction away from being down inside the 5.
Dragon tried to get a hand on it and unfortunately knocked it away out of bounds, and touchback's the ruling.
Garden City's lucky because Hutchinson had all the opportunity in the world to, at a worst-case scenario, be up 10-0 after this drive, and they shoot themselves in the foot. The quarterback there has got to have a clock in his head and get rid of the football. You cannot take a sack there.
The quarterback is David Moore. The running back is Dedrick Mills. Garden City beginning at the 20-yard line, trailing 7-0. 2:50 to go, first quarter. And the Blue Dragons again snuff the running play out for no gain.
That is number 10, Montgomery, Glenn. He's a special player, has a nose for the football. Garden City guys, they have 7 total yards of offense here in the first quarter.
I love Monty Montgomery. He just plays with such passion, and well, I'd like to see one of those strip sixes from him right now.
I would too. He's a guy that's going to play at a big-time level when he leaves Hutchinson Community College.
Second and 10, they stick with a run and get to the second level, but the Dragons come in and contain it for at most a gain of 2 yards.
Josh
maybe
Relaford.
only 1.
Yep, number 5, Josh Relaford came up from the secondary. And these guys, that's what I like about our secondary. They're not afraid to stick their nose in there and hit somebody.
They have really been an improvement this year.
Yep.
I mean, I'm really impressed with how the secondary has came along with the linebackers, which Monty's one of those.
We had question marks about the backers coming in. The linebackers have turned out to be as good as anything we've ever had.
I think Garden City's going to have to throw the football to get the running game started.
I agree. They've spread it out.
Trips to the left side, kind of equally spaced all the way from the
clock down to
hash
2.
mark.
They're not going to get the play off. That's a penalty.
Yep.
And the coach has to recognize that. I figured you'd see a timeout there. Now, a team that struggles to pass is looking at a 3rd down and 9.
Coach Rhodes told me when we visited
14,
Thursday morning that he thinks that Garden City, a team that averages fewer than 10 passes a game, will test the Dragons with about 15. So far, they haven't thrown.
I hope they throw it because that means they can't run the ball, which is their strength, and that plays into us and an advantage for us.
All right, they split a couple of wideouts, 2 each side. David Moore takes it. Oh, they're going to quick kick it. And the Dragons have nobody back, and it's going to take a heck of a bounce for Garden City, rolling.
That's a good play.
All the way down to the 24-yard line. That is a terrific play. Not an unexpected play. They have done it before. It's one you don't see very often in the college game anymore. But the Hutchinson defense continues to do a number. 2 possessions for Garden City, and the Broncbusters haven't sniffed a first down. Dragons lead at 7-0 and have the ball back officially at their 23.
Jeff Sims is a heck of a coach, and that's a heck of a call, and that right now changed field position. The Dragons back at their 23-yard line, and Garden knows this is going to be a defensive slugfest. Our strength isn't throwing it on 3rd and 14. Punt the football on 3rd down.
Shucker back to throw, throws it over the middle, and a nice grab at the 32-yard line. Really stretch it out to make the play. Khalil McLean moved the chains, 13-yard pickup. Or,
little shy.
Oh, they're going to
Rusty.
say a little shy of where I thought. It's a 9-yard pickup, 2nd and 1.
It's okay, though.
What a grab.
You'll take 2nd and 1. The way the Dragons run the football, this is exactly what Hutchinson wants. And this, if we run the ball, might be the final play of the first quarter.
I think the Dragons will run it. Shucker takes his time, gives it to Jackson. Jackson breaks through the line of scrimmage and stumbles his way out to the 36-yard line. And the Blue Dragons will have a first down. Hutchinson leading at 7-0 and really dominating the football game so far in period 1.
Glenn, don't have to run a play here if you don't want to.
No, you really don't. You can go down to the other end of the field. Watson's all taped up. He's ready to get back in there.
They will run a play.
And it'll be Jackson on the carry. And Jackson running low to the ground, able to work his way out to the 43-yard line. That is a gain of 6. And on that note, the first quarter comes to a close. A nice period of football for the number 4 ranked Blue Dragons of Hutchinson Community College as they lead number 2 visiting Garden City at the quarter break, 7-0. We return in 60 seconds.
HCC Sports is brought to you by the Sportscaster Club members, Portfolio Recovery Associates, Dr. Robert F. of the Hutchinson Clinic, Barkley Plumbing, Vernon Chiropractic Center, Tim and Gina Ritter, along with Brian Strange of the Green Vision Group, Sutton Kaufman Transmission Service, Wade Patton Insurance, A&A Builders, Bold Office Shares, Mega Manufacturing, MAYB, Mid-America Youth Basketball, Lowen Corporation, Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, and by Mann, Wyatt, and Rice, LLC. These Sportscaster Club members help provide funds for HCC scholarships.
For over 15 years, Erickson Custom Building has designed, built, and remodeled homes and commercial projects in central Kansas. Whether you're looking to replace a deck, wanting to build an addition or remodel your kitchen, our customers receive individualized attention, quality craftsmanship, and exceptional customer service from start to finish. Erickson Custom Building offers new construction and remodeling services in addition to commercial and insurance projects. Visit our website today at ericksoncustombldg.com.
For Hutchinson, we start the second quarter with a 2nd down and 6 at the 43-yard line. We'll be passing along some statistics here momentarily. Suffice it to say, the Blue Dragons had the football for all but 6 plays in that first quarter.
Yeah, Garden City total offense 8 yards. I mean, it's been all Hutchinson, and now we've got a penalty, and this is going to be a false start penalty. Garden City with 2 penalties in the game. Hutchinson now with 3, and boy, those, you have a 2nd down manageable situation. It's like the last drive when you try the Wildcat formation and lose 5 yards, and then on 3rd down, still in field goal range, you take a sack. Things that don't show up in the statistics just kill you.
2nd down and 9 now. Hutchinson backed up to its 38-yard line. Schmucker claps his hands, takes the snap.
Blitz.
Pressure comes from the side. Ball delivered out on the flat, and the Dragons are going to get a first down out of it on a catch out to midfield. Boy, Shucker did a tremendous job of getting rid of the football under pressure.
He threw it where the blitz was coming from, and that helped him a little bit, but he did have a defensive end bearing down on him.
Yep.
Nice job.
That was Jalen Irwin that made the catch for the Dragons. He has had a big game already.
Fantastic crowd, guys.
Mason Shucker, 6 of 8 throwing, 89 yards and a touchdown, and that a terrific throw there.
All right, Shucker stays in the pocket, and flags fly, and the ball is going to be marked down for a big loss back at the 39-yard line. Fumble on the play. Garden City got it.
Sure did. He said no flag, and a fumble was recovered.
Well, that is one of those turnovers that you talk about you can't have, and you turn the ball over. You've had field position really in your favor, and now Garden City with the ball inside your territory.
You know, the Dragons lead this game by 7. They've moved the football, but they've had an awful lot of plays go for negative yardage that they've had to overcome. That time they don't get a chance because of the fumble. Garden City at the Hutch 39-yard line. David Moore barks out the signals, then stands up, looks over at Coach Jeff Sims, who's already won 1 national championship at Garden City. And they give it off to Mills, and Mills puts his shoulders down low to the ground and hammers out about 5 on a first down run.
Best run of the game. Hutchinson has dominated defensively, only 8 yards total offense before that play, which just picked up 6. And now Garden City is in a 2nd down and 4 situation.
At the Hutchinson 33-yard line, the line to gain at the 29. Two wideouts left. Garden City hasn't thrown it yet, and we're going to have a timeout taken. We'll take a break, too. 13:57 to go in the first half. We'll be back right after this.
Welcome to the Hutchinson Medicine Shop. With the emergence of big business, not only in pharmacy, but all industries, the Medicine Shop is proud to be a thriving local business in Hutchinson. We're so thankful to our customers in Hutchinson, Reno County, and Central Kansas for your support. In turn, we're proud to be a major sponsor of the Hutch High Salthawks, as well as other area high schools, the Blue Dragons, Chiefs, Royals, Jayhawks, and Wildcats. You support us, and the Hutchinson Medicine Shop supports local sports.
It is for Garden City's Broncbusters a golden opportunity as they try to capitalize on the fumble recovery at the Hutchinson 39-yard line. One big gain on first down leaves a 2nd down and 4 at the 33.
Glenn, the Dragons have officially burned all their timeouts.
Yeah, they have. They burned them all, and I tell you what, that punt on 3rd down was a big one a little while ago and then the fumble. There we have movement, maybe.
Yeah, this is going to be a penalty against Garden City.
I had commented, guys, great crowd, wonderful crowd.
I would agree. I mean, as good a crowd as we've seen for a Hutchinson football game in a lot of years. And it was a late arriving crowd, but it is a good one, and they can sure do their part and make some noise when Garden City is on offense in this game.
All right, the penalty will back it up 5.
And you know what? If you can't get excited on a game like this to come out here and enjoy, they say no flag.
Yeah, they said no foul.
Well, it's the second time this officiating crew has thrown a flag, and then there's nothing there. So if you're going to throw your flag, maybe it should mean something. And this crew has had a tendency to pick it up.
David Moore in the shotgun steals a peek at the sideline. 2 wideouts to the left. And they'll go with the run. That's a new running back in there. That carry is by Charles West.
Yeah, for a yard. I mean, it is just tough to run against this Hutchinson defense. They are so stout against the run. Garden City has yet to throw a pass in the game.
3rd down and 3 for Garden City. Possible 4-down territory for the Broncbusters, but they also have an outstanding field goal kicker in Ben Raybon with good range.
Do you throw the ball here if you're Garden City and try something different?
David Moore has thrown 83 times in 8 games. He won't throw here. They go to the run, and they'll make it pay off with a 1st down. Squirting down close to the 27-yard line is Charles West. His 2nd carry of the game, a good one.
Dragons have as deep a line as you'll find in college football, and 2 new defensive linemen come in on top of a linebacker, and see if Hutchinson can get a little better stand here. Garden City has something going on this drive.
David Moore takes the snap. Again, they go with a run, and the Dragons get a great hit on the play. The carry is going to go for a gain of about 1. It looked like it had the potential to go for a lot more because the running back bounced off of the first hit, and the Blue Dragons just kept swarming.
Yeah, put a beating on that stop right there. Nice job.
Yeah, also number 10, Montgomery was there. Holy cow. The Dragons defensively are a load, so it's 2nd down, and we're going to say 11.
Trips, nope, just 2 wideouts to the right side, 1 to the left. Moore, as he is wont to do, looks like he's ready to take the snap. Thinks better of it, looks to the sideline, and hands off to West. And West, a little guy, upended as he slips across the 25 to the 24. It is a gain of 2, and will leave 3rd down and 7 at the 24-yard line of Hutchinson. Blue Dragons leading 7-0.
Caleb Bryce, 37, got the running back, got penetration, chipped him at his knees, and minimal pickup. Does Garden City throw for the first time in this game? We're in the 2nd quarter. They've yet to put it in the air.
They don't want to. They'll pitch it to West, and West makes a nice cutback. Gets free momentarily. Gets a first down. Looked like he was going to run laterally, and then all of a sudden just stopped on a dime. Jetted it upfield to the 15-yard line.
Dragons had containment. They had everything there, and then the running back cut back. Nobody was in the backside on the cutback, and he's able to pick up the first down in a tough situation. They were able to overcome it and get a first down. Dragons cannot let him in the end zone here.
Hutchinson leading 7-0, but right now that lead looking precarious at best. Moore takes the snap, hands off, hole on the left side, bouncing off of it, picking up yards down to the 11-yard line. That is, once again, Charles West, who has been the better of the two Garden City running backs thus far in this game.
Monty Montgomery, number 10, was the first one there, and he's talking to a couple of Garden City players on the other side of the line saying, you keep coming at me, I'm going to be here all day with my lunch pail. And the Dragons gave up 4 on that carry.
Now it is Mills that is back in there at the deep back spot. West goes to the sideline. 2nd down and 6 at the Hutchinson 11. Garden shifts a man, and they give for straight-ahead power football and get only to the 10-yard line. That was Dedrick Mills on the carry, and he is pushed down at the 10.
Glenn Grunwald's on the sideline. Glenn, I don't think there is an ounce of air moving, is there?
No, it's pretty limp down here. I've heard it was going to be breezy later on, but right now there's nothing happening, just a little flitter of the flags on the poles. Again, my sideline report's brought to you by Jackson Mead at 13 West 6.
This is where the crowd can help the home team make some noise here on 3rd down.
Garden City, I think, is going to have to spend a timeout, and they will. We'll take the break as well. Here are the relevant numbers. Hutchinson leading at 7-0. Just inside 10 minutes to go in the first half. Garden City at the Hutchinson 10 with 3rd down 5. Back in half a minute.
Parking lots and driveways can be expensive to install. This is Derek Fees. Let APAC Kansas Shears Division help you properly maintain these investments. Patching, crack filling, sealing, and striping are just some of the services we provide. Call APAC today at 620-662-2112. Are you tired of your dusty or muddy driveway? APAC Kansas Shears Division is here to help. This is Derek Fees. Call us and ask us about our asphalt millings. If you are a do-it-yourselfer, arrange for pickup or delivery at your convenience. Call APAC today at 620-662-2112.
Yards have been hard to come by, really, for both teams, although Hutchinson had a fairly productive first quarter. Right now, the Dragons trying to minimize the damage from a turnover that gave Garden City the football at the Hutchinson 39-yard line. Dragons would like to turn this back with no more than a field goal attempt. The Broncbusters with bigger aspirations than that.
Hutchinson, 118 yards of offense to Garden City's 37.
And they hand off, and Garden City's going to get a first down.
Unbelievable.
First down at the 5-yard line. Dragons had contact on Dedrick Mills at about the 10-yard line, but he's able to bounce off, and with Crisco on his shoulders, takes it down to the 5.
I am surprised, Glenn, they've been able to run the ball.
That's 3 straight conversions on 3rd down in this drive alone after picking up the fumble.
And quick to the line of scrimmage is Garden.
1st and goal. Garden City trying to make Hutchinson pay for a fumble.
Boy, a turnover here would be huge for the defense.
Mills tripped up. Dragons actually got him from behind. Had a little bit of a hole as he slanted right. Somebody got him from behind, knocked him down for a gain of 1.
That was number 10, Monty Montgomery. I'm telling you, that guy right now is flying around. He is free to roam and making the most of it as the Dragons will sub out a defensive tackle for an extra guy in the secondary.
He's special. I'd prefer to be calling some defensive line numbers, stopping that rush up front.
Yep.
Moore gives to Mills. That's a touchdown. Just a great hole right up the middle, and through it goes Dedrick Mills from 4 yards away. And Garden is 1 extra point away from tying this game at 7.
Well, if they're able to do that, Hutchinson's in trouble.
That's the first series, though, that they've dominated, and they really did. They made some adjustments and took it right down after the
after a turnover that the Dragons cannot have in a game like this.
Well, the kicker, Ben Raybon, he has missed 3 extra points this year, 30 out of 33. And it doesn't look like he missed that one. This game is tied at 7. 7-7 with 8:46 to go. We'll take a break.
You were done with taxes. You got a letter from the IRS. Maybe you're being audited, or maybe you filed for an extension and still need some tax help. We at H&R Block are there for you. We don't stop working on April 15th. Our tax professionals are here to help you year-round. So if you have tax issues you need a hand with, even if H&R Block didn't do your taxes the first time around, visit our offices in Hutchinson, Lyons, or Ellsworth and let our experienced tax professionals help get you every dollar you deserve.
Well, Blue Dragons shocking Garden City with a big long pass play early in the game. Had a great chance to score at least another field goal in that first quarter. And then a mistake by Hutchinson quarterback Mason Shucker. He fumbled the football away. Garden City took it at the 39-yard line, had to run a batch of plays, but got it in the end zone. And here's the kickoff. It's not very deep, taking it to 15-yard line, but not going to be a whole lot of a return. Dragons only able to get it out to the 24.
Flag down, middle of the field. This could be against Garden City. It's usually in the vicinity of somebody being offside. If it is, it'll give Hutchinson 5 additional yards, as the official will say, nope, it's a hold against the Dragons. That is bad news. That is the 4th penalty against Hutchinson, and that'll back you up 10 more yards, and you're going to be starting deep within your own territory again, inside the 15.
Dragons have to do something to regain momentum in this game. It wasn't as though Garden City had an easy touchdown drive. They were able to get it in doing what they like to do, though, on the ground. Took a batch of plays to do it. We're all tied at 7.
And a false start against the Hutchinson offense. My goodness. Now you're looking at a 1st and 15, and you're backed up inside your 10.
The Dragons have definitely managed to surrender any momentum that they had in this game.
Yeah, we'll look back on that drive where you're leading 7-0. You're in field goal range. You take a sack, and since then it's been all Garden City.
Shucker gives off to Jackson, and Jackson, taking what he can, is able to get to the 10. That is a pickup of 1, 2nd and 14. And Hutchinson, if it has to punt the football here, going to give up the ball to Garden City somewhere, you would think, around the midfield stripe.
Well, Glenn, one of our Dragon offensive linemen fell after he was pushed.
Well, he couldn't hardly push back because there might have been a penalty on him, so he just did the best thing and fell on his keister.
Officials said no harm, no foul, I guess.
2nd down, 14 at the 10. McLean goes in motion left to right.
Don't make a mistake down here. It's okay to punt.
Shucker wants to throw, pumps twice, throws a floating duck out of bounds. I have no idea what he was trying to do there.
He was throwing it away.
Had a receiver on the sideline, and I think he must have made that choice. It was not a well-thrown ball.
And that's okay to throw it away. Like I said, don't make a mistake down here. If you have to punt the football, your defense is good enough to compete with anybody in the country. 7-7 ball game right now. Just manage where you're at and don't turn it over.
Jalen Irwin split wide to the right side. Probable passing situation, at least down and distance-wise. Shucker wants to throw. It is batted up in the air and falls incomplete.
Well, big defensive lineman got his paws up. That's what you're taught to do. If you can't get to the quarterback, put your hands up, knock the ball down. That series was not good.
Yeah, Kahari Foy Walton came in there and batted it away, and 4th down, and we'll see if Matt Jones can get a good boot into it and kick it down.
Uncle Mo has swung back to Garden City.
Yep, there's no doubt.
Dragons punting out of their end zone. 7:50 to play, first quarter rugby-style punt. It's a good one.
Unbelievably good punt.
And it is fielded on a fair catch at the 46-yard line. Garden City will start there. Its own 46-yard line. For the first time, they have the football, they being the Broncbusters, and they have a chance to take a lead.
You know, a lot of times a team like Garden City, they'll wear you down because they just pound it. And, most teams don't have the depth Hutchinson has. Hutchinson can go 14 deep on their defensive line. They've got to show it here and be stout and come up with the stop right here and get some momentum back.
Well, they haven't worn Hutchinson down yet
No.
because Hutchinson had the football most of the first quarter.
Right.
Garden City back to work, and they stick with the run, and there's a hole and a big gain, a gain of perhaps as much as 10 yards through that hole, Charles West. Not sure what's happening to the blocking up front, but Garden City is starting to get it done. It's going to be short of a first down by about half a yard at the Hutchinson 45-yard line.
That's all they do. I mean, it's like Hutch High in the old days winning state championships. We're going to pound you, come straight at you, and we're good at it. And right now, they're good at it.
West didn't need much, didn't get a whole lot, got 3. That's enough for a first down at the Hutchinson 43-yard line. In Garden City, right now doing exactly, as Rob pointed out, what the Broncbusters like to do. Line up, beat you up.
95, Trammell Walther made the last tackle for Hutchinson, and Dragons need to get some stops.
And again, they get a back through the line of scrimmage down to the 40-yard line on the carry. Charles West got 3. Early in the game, guys, the defensive front was making a lot of the stops. Now it's the linebackers that are coming up to make the plays for Hutchinson.
That was Caleb Bryce, 37, making that tackle.
Second down and 7 at the Hutchinson 40-yard line. A 7-7 football game. And another run. And into the secondary. And a first down carry. Another nice hole. Garden City getting it done. And it was when Charles West came into the game that Garden City all of a sudden started moving the football. And he is able to get it to the Hutchinson 30-yard line. We have a break in the action, a timeout taken with 6:23 to go in the first half. As they tend to an injured Blue Dragon, we'll take 30 seconds.
The Rothy family name has always been connected to serving the Hutchinson community, and you can expect the same kind of high-quality service when you visit Rothy Family Flooring. They believe you deserve to be treated like family, so they've invested in their own talented and trustworthy installers to lay your floors. No outside contractors will ever knock on your door if Rothy works for you. Let them show you their expansive selection of name-brand flooring and trust your home to the best. Rothy Family Flooring, 325 North Main, Hutchinson.
Well, there's no question right now that the team that has the most push going for it is Garden City. Coming from behind to tie the game at 7, and now with the football at the Hutchinson 30-yard line with a first down. Injured Blue Dragon coming off the football field under his own power.
It's Caleb Bryce.
Yeah.
Well, Glenn,
he'll be fine, I think.
Got to find a way here to get a stop.
Something up front. Monty got blown up. Monty Montgomery really got blown up on that play and was pushed way out of the play. So they got to tack it down here.
Back to the run, and this time the Dragons make a play in the secondary. There'll be no gain on the carry. Monty Montgomery got in there to make the play.
Yep, he said, I got blown up last time. How about I blow this play up for a loss of 1? Second down, 11. Garden City, they don't want to throw the ball. They just want to keep pounding you, and the Dragons keep rotating fresh defensive linemen in there, and those D linemen have got to win some upfront battles.
They threw it quite a few times in a 51-15 win over Coffeyville a week ago. Dragons had the week off. They're coming off of a bye week. And the Dragons make a play in the secondary or in the backfield again.
Josh Relaford, number 5, from the secondary coming on a blitz. He had none of that, and that is what you got to have. A loss of a couple, third down and long, and make Garden City do what they don't want to do, and that's throw the ball.
And put a little beating on those running backs as well. Make them get a little sore. They start to think about it a little bit different.
Jackson Meat, your sideline report sponsor with Glenn Grunwald on a beautiful day in Hutchinson.
It is.
All right, Dragons trying to make a big play on 3rd and 13. David Moore, quarterback for Garden City, other ideas. He takes a peek toward the sideline, takes the snap, keeps it himself, and runs it in the middle of the field. He's trying to set up a field goal, put it right dead in the middle of the field, got down to the 28-yard line. It will be probably a 35-yard field goal, 45-yard field goal try for Ben Raybon. Now he has made, catch this stat, 10 out of 11. His longest make, 42 yards. this for the lead.
Yep, this is not an easy field goal. Hutchinson right now hoping they can block it or get a miss.
Raybon has missed just one. It
No
is
way.
not any good. Didn't catch all of it. Dragons turned the challenge away.
That is a monumental play for Hutchinson as they will get the ball back with good field position. 4:22 to go, no timeouts left. Hey, Glenn, how about we just run out the clock
Well,
here?
that'd be a good idea. That looked like my 7-iron back in the day right there.
That was not
Looked a little
pretty.
bit to the right.
Hutchinson fans liking that. This is the kind of game we knew it would be, a slugfest. Tough to get anything going offensively. Well, Hutchinson needs to get some first downs and let that defense rest. Don't let Garden City on the field again here in the first half.
See about a screen pass possibly.
7-7 contest. Garden City threatening blitz. Dragons give to Jackson. Jackson finds a little bit of hole. All of a sudden, he is loose at the 40-yard line. Breaks to the outside, keeps his footing, finally loses it as he stumbles across the 50-yard line with the run of the game to the 48 of Garden.
Des Jackson reminds me of Rudy Jackson, played at Butler and the NFL. Just a special breed of running back. You're only going to contain him for a little bit, and Des now is really getting it going. His 11th carry and his biggest and best by far.
All of a sudden, Hutchinson in Broncbuster country at the 48.
Plenty of time, no need to hurry.
Just under 4 minutes, but the Dragons with no timeouts. And again, Jackson waiting for a block that never came. Gobbled up at the 48, no gain.
It's okay. You didn't lose anything on that play. That's key in this situation. No need to hurry. If you can't get a score on this drive, worst thing you do is punt, pin them deep, don't give them an opportunity, and you go into the locker room with a 7-7 game and a whole 30 minutes still to play.
Hutchinson with higher hopes than that as they have 2nd and 10 at the 48-yard line. Shucker can throw the football. He has not been particularly accurate the last 4 or 5 games, but does have that 48 or 52-yard throw to Irwin. He floats it for the sideline, and there is a lot of contact, and the Dragons are going to be the recipients of a pass interference penalty on Garden City. That ball was just floating down. 2 defenders there. They didn't make a play on the ball, and they're going to get penalized.
Well, when they're sorting this out, Rob, I got to correct you. It was Rudy Johnson, not Jackson. But
Rudy Johnson.
Yeah,
thank you.
exactly.
I had Jackson from
I know
our
you
player.
did. I just want to make sure Troy would be sending you a text.
That's right.
Dragons did have a Rudy Jackson. You got to
Yeah,
go
we did.
back to
Basketball.
1972.
Yeah, that's
Gene
a little.
Katie was here.
And that's not the one I was talking about. But Glenn had it right. And, guys, 3 flags on that play. You rarely see 3. It was as blatant of pass interference and a unanimous decision as you'll ever get.
Moves the ball down to the 33-yard line. Shucker. Hands off to Jackson, and Jackson had no chance. Garden City in the Dragon backfield.
That wasn't Jackson, and you
No,
can
it was
tell.
Jonathan White,
Jonathan
wasn't it?
White just runs a little bit different. And that time, boy, you just got to duck it in there and go. And he waited and hesitated and lost 2. This defense too good for Garden.
Yeah, Foy Walton on the stop right there. This is a good defensive line. And, of course, they're coached by former Blue Dragon Ben Bradley, who was here back in 12 and 13.
If you could get another 7 yards here in the next couple of plays, you give yourself a chance for a field goal.
Dragons going back to the Wildcat. Khalil McLean comes in there to handle a direct snap from center. This has worked well on one occasion and not well on another. Takes the snap, takes it to the left side, waits for a block, turns it upfield, gets down to the 30, gets down to the 28-yard line. Nice job on the Wildcat.
Guys, I'm telling you, this 3rd down play here, I don't do anything fancy, take any chances. I'm going to try to get 2 or 3 more yards on a run, set myself up for a field goal, and try to go into the locker room with a lead. Nothing negative here, and the Dragons got a chance to kick a field goal.
They will go back to Shucker at the quarterback spot.
Ball at the 29. Guys, if you could get 3 more yards here, it would just be ginormous.
How about 6?
I would love 6. You got a little bit of wind at your back also.
Garden threatening pressure. Shucker wants to throw, throws it out of bounds.
I
just turned to the sideline and threw it away.
Just don't like that call. But now I think Hutchinson Well, they'll kick the field goal unit out there. I just would like to run the ball there and even get 2 yards as opposed to try to throw it and get nothing.
This will be a 46-yard try by Blue Dragon kicker. And Blue Dragon kicker has done a dandy job. We're talking about Sebastian Garcia.
Distance won't be a problem.
He has a school record 46-yarder. This one will be, and flags fly. Let's check this out. I started to say he has made a school record 48-yarder. This one is 47.
Garden City called a timeout. Glenn, I love what the kicker did. He went ahead and kicked it. It would have been no good to the left, and now you got a chance to adjust.
Exactly. You can adjust it. Good point, Rob.
All right, we'll take a break. Be right back with the Dragon field goal attempt, which will come with a minute and a half to play in the first half.
We understand you can't plan ahead for an illness or injury, yet you'd really like same-day treatment. That's why Prairie Star offers walk-in clinic services with a responsive medical staff to care for you and your family.
Yes, we want to be your medical home.
Welcome to Prairie Star Health Center and walk-in clinic, whether you have insurance or not. 30th and K61 in Hutchinson.
Sebastian Garcia is the kicker. He has made 9 of 12. This one from 46 yards. Wind, not a factor.
I think the timeout was good for Hutchinson. We're going to make this kick.
The kick is up. It is online, but I think it is short.
Oh,
yep. Just off to the left a little bit.
All right, so both teams have missed field goals. Outstanding kickers each.
Yeah,
not able to get it done.
That was tipped a little bit at the line of scrimmage as well. So.
It looked like somebody got a paw on it.
Yeah, they did.
It just wasn't the normal distance that he would have from that range. And this is exactly what we expected. Defense now has to make one more stop before halftime.
We got a ball game.
You do, yep. You've got a game, no question, and it's exactly what we thought it would be.
Well, Hutchinson had some things going offensively in the first quarter, not in the second. Garden City has pretty much owned the second quarter.
And Garden City is going to just take a knee and say, hey, we're happy to go to the locker room in a 7-7 game, and I don't blame them. Their offense isn't equipped to go down and, chew up 70 yards in a minute.
And the last thing in the world they want to do is to take a chance, give the ball back to Hutchinson in this part of the field. Interesting to me, Coach Rhodes was thinking after watching Garden City throw it quite a bit against Coffeyville a week ago, thinking that they're figuring they're going to have to throw it against Hutch. Well, they haven't had to throw it. They haven't thrown it a single time in the first half.
But I think in the second half, you may see a few more passes. That right there should be the last play that we're going to have to see here in the first half. We'll see, they'll have to snap it one more time.
Well, we talked about at the onset of the game how this was going to be Garden City's running game against the Blue Dragon defense, and with the exception of the one long pass play by the Dragons that put them on top 7-0, that's exactly what it's been. Hutchinson won most of those battles. Garden City got it into the end zone once, and we have reached halftime on a beautiful football Saturday in Hutchinson. 7-7, Hutchinson and Garden City. Our halftime show begins in 2 minutes.
We all like to save money when and where we can, right? You can do that every day at Salt City Pawn and Jewelry. Hi, this is owner Paul Phillips inviting you to stop in and say hi to our friendly staff. And while you're here, check out over 3,000 square feet of great merchandise priced at outstanding values. We don't have to offer huge sale prices for one day only when we do that on a daily basis. Save big over retail prices on firearms, electronics, guitars and amps, name brand tools, video games, jewelry, and more. See us at 916 East 4th and Hutch, just east of 4th and Severance. We're proud to be alumni and supporters of all Blue Dragon athletics.
HCC Sports is brought to you by the Sportscaster Club members, Portfolio Recovery Associates, Dr. Robert Epp of the Hutchinson Clinic, Barkley Plumbing, Vernon Chiropractic Center, Tim and Gina Ritter, along with Brian Strange of the Green Vision Group, Sutton Kaufman Transmission Service, Wade Patton Insurance, A&A Builders, Bold Office Shares, Mega Manufacturing, MAYB, Mid-America Youth Basketball, Lowen Corporation, Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, and by Mann, Wyatt, and Rice, LLC. These Sportscaster Club members help provide funds for HCC scholarships.
This is Carter File, president of Hutchinson Community College. I invite you to join us this winter as the proud tradition of Blue Dragon men's and women's basketball continues at the historic Hutchinson Sports Arena. Both teams are favorites in the tough Jayhawk Conference, so you won't want to miss any of the action. Find the schedule at BlueDragonSports.com, like us on Facebook, and follow Blue Dragon Sports on Twitter. As always, go Blue Dragons.
Vehicles are getting pretty smart these days with semi-automatic control features that make driving easier. But riding an RCAT vehicle is easier yet. You don't have to do a thing. Just stand along the route, wave your hand at the driver, and hop on. RCAT is first come, first served general public transportation that travels throughout Hutchinson and South Hutchinson hourly, on weekdays from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. and on Saturday from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call 694-2913 for further information.
Quite a job done by the Blue Dragon defense in the first half. This is, by the way, the Medicine Shop game capsule. We'll tell you a little bit more about the Medicine Shop shortly, but I want to finish my thought. Charles West came into the game averaging 6.6 yards a carry. He had rushed for 1,072 yards, and Charles West in the first half was the most effective back for Garden City. 11 carries, 34 yards, 3 yards a carry. Dedrick Mills came in, well, my goodness. He had 212 yards for 1,291 yards. That's about 6 yards a carry. On 8 carries in the first half, 20 yards. Dragons hold him to 2.5 yards a carry. So the Blue Dragon defense doing what it has done all season long, and that is to contain the running game of the opponent. For Hutchinson, Desmond Jackson, he's actually the leading rusher in the game. 48 yards on 12 carries. He is the only really Blue Dragon to pick up any yardage on the ground. Khalil McClain, operating out of the Wildcat on 3 different occasions, managed 8 yards. And the Blue Dragons not running with a whole lot of effectiveness, neither is Garden City. Mason Shucker, a confusing first half. Had that nice touchdown throw to Jalen Irwin with just a little over 3 minutes gone in the game. That one, 52 yards, put the Dragons up 7-0. But he also fumbled the ball away, gave it to Garden City at the Hutch 39-yard line. Broncbusters were able to punch it in from there. Officially, Shucker, 7 out of 12 for 100 yards. 1 ball picked off. And for Garden City, David Moore, well, they've got him throwing 1 pass. It must have been one that I don't remember. It went for a 9-yard gainer. Total yardage in the first half, Hutchinson on 34 plays, 147 yards. On just 26 snaps, Garden City a net of 70. It is Hutchinson and Garden, number 4 and number 2 in the junior college poll, and they've not proved a thing. It is 7-7. Prove something to yourself. I've been talking for years and years about how outstanding a pharmacy you'll find at 14th and Main. We're talking about the Medicine Shop. Great, friendly folks, competitive prices, conveniently located, free delivery in Hutchinson and South Hutchinson. You know, if you want a pharmacy that will give you absolutely everything you want, you can find it with the Medicine Shop. We'll take 2 minutes and be back with halftime. Maybe we can get a score on the Butler game against Iowa Western. We'll do all of that. We'll try to entertain you starting in a couple of minutes.
No time to fix breakfast? Just call us at Anchor Away 662-3100 and we'll have it ready for you. Choose from our selection of breakfast burritos, biscuits, or one of our 5 different complete breakfast plates. Breakfast from 7 to 10:30, Monday through Saturday. If you missed us for breakfast, we're here for lunch and dinner too. Pick up your favorite Mexican dinner or take some home for the family. We're open till 9. That's Anchor Away, drive-through, carry-out, and catering under the water tower at B & Adams in Hutchinson, 662-3100.
If getting a new iPhone is on your wish list, then wish no further. At Next Tech Wireless, all smartphones, including the new iPhones, are 50% off. You can save over $350 on your new iPhone, and even trade in your old phone for more credit. Have multiple lines? That's even better, because your 3rd, 4th, or even 5th line will get you unlimited data free for a year. Next Tech Wireless has more than 50 store locations to serve you. Switch today and start saving. Certain restrictions apply. Phone guard required.
Hi, Brian Bobo, General Manager of Midwest Ford and Toyota. We are always looking for ways to help our local community. We know you have many choices when it comes to your vehicle needs, and that's how we came up with a better way. Any new or most pre-owned vehicles at Midwest Superstore will come with a warranty for life. That includes a limited lifetime powertrain warranty, helping you with the security and reliability and overall lower cost of ownership. If we don't have it, we can get it. New Toyota, new Ford, or even pre-owned vehicle that fits you. Come see us at 1100 East 30th or online at MidwestSuperstore.com.
At Strategic Financial Concepts, we help our clients analyze and understand their financial needs, wants, and desires. We help individuals that want to improve their personal wealth who are near or starting retirement. By helping people recapture unnecessary wealth transfers that many do not realize are occurring, we help them to redeploy those funds. This is Jay Pitzer. Call me at 960-0749 for a cup of coffee and a conversation. Securities offered through the ON Equity Sales Company, member FINRA, SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through ON Investment Management Company.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. 7-7 tie between number 2, Garden City, and number 4, Hutchinson. We are at halftime. Good games going on today across the conference. We'll keep our eye on Iowa Western and Butler. We know they kick off at 1:30 coming up. And also right now a score 17-7 right now of Highland winning over Independence. Joining me, Sean Boston, who's the voice of the Conquistadors of Dodge City and Dodge City High School as well. He's located out in Garden City, actually, aren't you, Sean, as you just moved out there and got into the for real radio business?
Yeah, I moved out there about a month ago, just over a month ago, and it's been great so far. You know, moving, grew up in Newton, so of course, you know, close to here in Hutch, and you know, moving out there, you're in Newton, you're 25 minutes away from Wichita, and now out there, I'm 3.5, 4 hours away from.
You're closer
from anything.
to
Closer to Denver.
You're close to Denver and tumbleweeds out there.
Yeah.
So, you guys got an off week this week, a bye week?
Yeah, I'm actually in town because I had Dodge City High School last night, the second round of the playoffs. They played at Derby and got beat, so I went and stayed with my parents last night, stay throughout the week, and I'll go back to Garden City tomorrow. But you know, it's always good to get back here, and especially I'm glad we had a bye week this week to come over here and check this game out. And what a first half it's been. I mean, you know, Hutch really did a great job in that first quarter. I think, you know, holding this strong running attack from Garden City in check. You know, Garden City came in leading. They had 2 guys in the top 5 in the country in rushing yards, and Hutch's defense has done a great job of controlling those Garden City running backs.
You know they're going to get their yards a little bit. It's just a matter of the Hudson offense needs to kind of hang on, and they got the nice touchdown pass to take the lead at 7-0. Had an opportunity to go up maybe by a field goal and got to push back out of range, and things didn't work out, and then you turn the ball over. Garden City optimistic. They just took advantage of it and took it right down the field.
Yeah, Shucker's done a great job of when he's had time, though. He's had a lot of times where he's been pressured, he's been hit on a lot of throws that he's had, and you know that great ball into the near end zone to our left was a great pass. And I know you were down there as well, and he fit that perfectly where only his receiver was able to get it.
Basketball already started for you. You're going to be doing the double duty here, and I also noticed you go to Fort Scott next week. So what's you said Conquistadors off to a good start?
Yeah. Dodge City the men tipped off on Thursday night against Sisseton Wapaton, which is
Say that 3 times fast.
Yeah, I know. I kept calling them the Mustangs because Sisseton Wapaton was too much to say. That was a school out of Sisseton, South Dakota, which is located about 100 miles south of Fargo, North Dakota, about 200 miles west of Minneapolis, Minnesota. They're a school that located, like I said, on an Indian reservation, and they have 250 people in their school total, and 80% of those are Native Americans. And so the basketball team, I was expecting, you know, when I started doing some research, a lot of them to be Native Americans, but they had 2 guys on their team from Sisseton, South Dakota. Everybody else was Detroit guys from Florida. And, you know, talking to their coach, how do you?
Yeah.
He said, you know, what's really hard because the town itself is about 15 miles away from in the college. So it's kind of hard because only one on the team has a car. So Coach said that him and his wife kind of turned into a taxi duty, whatnot. But about 20. I'm trying to think.
Well, you're going to season's going to get going. Yeah, who you open conference with? Because that's coming up on the 28th of November.
We open up. Let's see. God.
Okay, Independence. Yeah. We're at Coffeyville that night.
Yes. Yeah, have a meal. And
yeah, we'll drop you off. We'll come back. But it's outstanding basketball. Well, Conquistadors, you traveled a lot. They had an up-and-down season, but still they close out at Fort Scott next week.
Yeah, that's a double game. I was thinking about this earlier. And, Dodge has 3 wins on the season and only 1 in the Jayhawk Conference, though. That right now, the sports couple
Independence right now. Yeah.
Yes. Dodge and Independence both with just 1 conference win is that Independence will finish Dodge. If Dodge does not win next week, Independence will finish Dodge. And this is going to have minimum wins on the season and still take last in the conference.
Well, hopefully they'll be able to do something next week.
So.
And I know you'll have that long travel to Fort Scott. That's a far piece. You better take a sandwich out there because it's a long out there. Got a Western radio group, several stations all under one roof. You actually live in Garden City?
Yeah, live in Garden City. What's called out of Garden 8 stations. We have 1 that is a Spanish, so 7 are English and 1 Spanish, and Kansas of the state and into some northwest Oklahoma, some of southeast Colorado. So we've got a lot of coverage out there, and one of our stations is an ag station, so I help on that. I'm from
City Boy.
I'm not real used to all the farm, the markets, all that. So I'm still trying to take up on that.
Well, Garden City's really grown over the last year. To the south, I know popped in. I think the population has grown by 10,000 over the last year. It really became a mecca on the western Western Plains.
Drive and make that drive 4 times a week usually, and those two cities out of town in a lot of businesses, restaurants. We have Buffalo Wild Wings, Old Chicago. So, on Sundays, football, and
you kind of relax one of your one day at home. So, well, you again, like you said, from the Newton area, went for Butler with the side.
This is one game that Hutch is going to be rooting for Butler.
7 right. And Hutchinson locked up in a good 4 versus number 2, and many times you don't get that opportunity. Robert on Hutchinson, a big hype and that opportunity. Yeah. The Jayhawk Conference, because of how good the conference is, but Sean, top 5 going against each other.
Yeah, it's huge for not programs, but for the conference as well. Pretty much all season long, I believe we've had around 4 teams in every conference in the top 20. So another great year for the conference, and you look at great weather for it. Perfect afternoon. It's not real windy down there, and there's Sideline perfect
nice.
Weather.
It is perfect. So maybe with some precipitation, but that's not the case. You news guys and weather guys did a good job of keeping that away. Try the Dodge City doors as well as Dodge City High School, and he's just happened to be here as he Derby last night, spending some time with family, and again a 7-7 tie at halftime. Garden City. And we're going to take a out, come back and wrap up with Sean a little bit. Again, 7-7 tie at halftime. We'll be back in 1 minute.
When the warm and cold the next. Stay ahead of cold and flu season by drinking plenty of water, getting enough rest, and keeping your hands sanitized. Come see the friendly folks at Craft Pharmacy, your locally owned Health Mart pharmacy for over-the-counter medications to help alleviate symptoms. And if you need a prescription, we offer free mail-out, free delivery, or head for our handy curbside service. Go from Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
First National Bank is Easier to conduct your banking from your smartphone, tablet, or laptop. You pick the location to get started, all via fnbhutch.bank. Apply for a loan or open an account over your lunch break or from the comfort of your electronic. Everywhere you are, get started at fnbhutch.bank. We wish you happy holidays and a very Merry Christmas from your First National.
Oh, welcome back to Gowans Stadium. Glenn Grunwald along with Sean Boston, a halftime 7-7 tie, and looks like it's going to be, now it comes down to a half a game. You're starting all over, Sean, and both teams kind of feeling each other out, know what they can do. Gardner's finally woke up on the offensive running the ball, and Hutchinson is going to have to find a way to stop the two great running backs they have.
Yeah, I think that's going to be huge here in the second half. Can Hutch's front line of the defense continue to bottle up this Garden City rushing attack? You know, Garden City has been run heavy all season long, and it's going to be, can Hutch's defense contain those guys in the backfield, or is Garden City going to be able to break one free because they've been bottled up so much?
Mm-hmm.
There's a chance of that big play for the Broncbusters rushing attack, but Garden City's defense has done a great job here in the first half, and we'll see if they can keep it.
I'm following you on Facebook. Knew there was going to be a certain picture that was going to pop out after Boston won the World Series. Talk about that fact that you were up in Royal Stadium this last summer and got to know some guys that you think a lot of, the broadcast crew for Boston.
Yeah, the Red Sox, quite the year for them. You know, Joe Castiglione, who's the voice of the Red Sox on WEI in Boston, and Tim Neverett as well, two guys that I had the privilege of going up to Kansas City meeting. And, you know, it's a great year for them. And, you know, being a big radio guy, you turn down, especially in the World Series, you turn down the Fox broadcast with Joe Buck and John Smoltz, and you listen into Joe Castiglione and Tim Neverett and the WEI team because they do a great job. And you know, being a Red Sox fan, I'd rather be listening to the hometown and broadcasters than the national broadcasters.
That had to be a thrill of a lifetime. You got to go up and meet them, and not only that, also the baseball commissioner. So that was pretty cool. So congratulations to following those. You've done so much in your young life. You've really been blessed, and you're going to continue to do a great job out there in Garden City as well. We'll see you a couple times a year at least. So stay in touch. We appreciate you stopping by. Good luck to you.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see you till January 5th, and I think is when we play each other first in basketball.
And I got to decide if I'm going to even come out there or not. So anyway, that's how Rusty and I work it. We split up the road games, but yeah, we will see you when basketball season comes around. Thanks a lot, Sean.
Appreciate it, Glenn. Thank you.
Sean Austin, again, he is the voice of Dodge City Radio for both Dodge City Community College as well as the high school. 7-7 tie. Rusty and Rob get settled up in the booth. Get set to go with the second half of play. Garden City and the Blue Dragons of Hutchinson all locked up in a good one. We'll be right back.
CC Sports is brought to you by the Sportscaster Club members, Portfolio Recovery Associates, Dr. Robert F. of the Hutchinson Clinic, Barkley Plumbing, Vernon Chiropractic Center, Tim and Gina Ritter, along with Brian Strange of the Green Vision Group, Sutton Kaufman Transmission Service, Wade Patton Insurance, A&A Builders, Bold Office Shares, Mega Manufacturing, MAYB, Mid-America Youth Basketball, Lowen Corporation, Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, and by Mann, Wyatt, and Rice, LLC. These Sportscaster Club members help provide funds for HCC scholarships.
For over 15 years, Erickson Custom Building has designed, built, and remodeled homes and commercial projects in central Kansas. Whether you're looking to replace a deck, wanting to build an addition, or remodel your kitchen, our customers receive individualized attention, quality craftsmanship, and exceptional customer service from start to finish. Erickson Custom Building offers new construction and remodeling services in addition to commercial and insurance projects. Visit our website today at ericksoncustombldg.com.
Parking lots and driveways can be expensive to install. This is Derek Fees. Let APAC Kansas Shears Division help you properly maintain these investments. Patching, crack filling, sealing, and striping are just some of the services we provide. Call APAC today at 620-662-2112. Are you tired of your dusty or muddy driveway? APAC Kansas Shears Division is here to help. This is Derek Fees. Call us and ask us about our asphalt millings. If you are a do-it-yourselfer, arrange for pickup or delivery at your convenience. Call APAC today at 620-662-2112.
The Hutch Medicine Shop and the Hutch Blue Dragons have a lot in common. In addition to our logos both being blue, all 3 pharmacists at the Medicine Shop graduated from HCC. Rick Stone in 1984, Brent Bauman in 2001, and Lacey Stone in 2007. In fact, the Medicine Shop has employed over a dozen HCC students over the past 15 years who are now Kansas pharmacists. The Medicine Shop and the Blue Dragons working together as one team.
7-7 football game. Garden City will get the football to start the second half. Hutchinson working from south to north in the third quarter. And a couple of players for Garden City standing on about the 5-yard line on the near side of the field. That's Charles West, who was their best runner in the first half. And on the far side, right exactly in the middle of the field, that is Keyshawn Jones. And for the Blue Dragons, teeing it up to kick it away to open the final 30 minutes of regulation in this football game, Sebastian Garcia.
7-7 game. Weather, absolutely perfect. Best home crowd I've seen here in a long time, as it's a squib kick.
And it is fielded by West at the 10-yard line to the 20, to the 25, to the 30, and boom, all of a sudden open, and he will take it the distance unless he's caught from behind, and he is at the 32-yard line. Blue Dragon making a saving tackle. Tremendous job by Mr. West on that return.
So what I don't get there is you have the ability to kick the ball to the end zone and not allow any kind of a return at all, and you're playing with fire by the squib kick, and look where Garden City starts the second half. Now your defense backed up against the wall to start the game.
Yeah, games like this come down to 4, 5, 6 plays, and that might have been one of them. We shall see.
You're exactly right.
Garden City with a great opportunity to start the second half, and they'll start it with a handoff and a run. And Dedrick Mills got not a great deal from the 33 to the 32, a yard.
Kamarius Gaines, number 40, making the tackle, and Dragon defense just right out of the gates got to have a stop here and shut down what turned out to be an incredible kick return.
A couple of wideouts to the left side. Garden City really hasn't thrown it in this game. You know at some point in the second half they're going to.
Would agree.
It won't be here because they go back to the run, and the Dragons do what they do just about every single time. Dedrick Mills doesn't have anywhere to go, and he is put on his face right at the 32-yard line, no gain.
Basically no gain. Glenn Grunwald, do we see a pass here?
Not sure Glenn has been able to get down.
They have
there.
not thrown yet this game, so we'll see what's going to happen.
The only thing that Rusty and I can think happened is one of those shuffle passes.
True.
And that's they technically had the quarterback throwing a ball, but he hadn't thrown one vertically down the field.
Yeah, he certainly hasn't. Here we go. 3rd down 9, and it's a run, and the Dragons gobble it up right at the 32-yard line. And now Garden City, I would think, would try a field goal. These are two outstanding field goal kickers. Neither has been able to convert from long range.
No way.
This would be a 49-yarder. He's got that kind of range, but they're not going to go for it.
You go for it here. And what you could do, guys, is punt the football here. Try to put one in the corner. You know, the Dragons aren't expecting punt. They think you're going to go for it here. Don't be surprised if Garden does not punt this football. I think that's what's coming. Told you.
It's a quick, little quick kick angle for the sideline, and it is beautiful. It's going to roll down and die on a backwards bounce at the 3.
Jeff Sims right now, everything that he calls has turned to gold. That is exactly what I would have done in that situation. And not only does he call it, but the punter executes it to perfection.
Yeah, the ball lit at about the 4-yard line. Looked like it had every chance of taking a big bounce into the end zone. Although, to be fair, the Broncbusters had some people down there close. But they don't even have to touch it. It
Glenn,
just dies at the 3.
The defense did its job, though.
Yeah, they sure did. Good job after the squib kick didn't work, but again, setting up at the 3. Got to be careful down here.
Shucker out of the end zone, hands off. Jackson trying to get to the edge. He's got a block. He turns the corner. 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30. They are not going to catch him. 97 yards, Des Jackson for the lead.
Are you kidding me? Nice call, Rusty Hills. And that is a back breaker if there's ever been one. And this crowd, which is the biggest I've seen for a Dragon football game in years, is on its feet.
Huge run by Jackson. I'm going to go up and talk to his folks, guys.
I saw him in the stands. They're both wearing white shirts with his name on the back, Glenn. That'll be a great interview.
Extra point is up, and the extra point is a bullet right down the middle. 14-0 or 14-7 Dragons.
All right, I got to talk to Mr. Jackson here. And how about that 97 yards?
I just called. I told him. I said he need to break one for 9 or whatever yard. And I looked around that corner. I said I had to get up and run with him because I lost my boy.
You can't run with him.
I know it. I see it.
All right.
Okay,
good job.
Glenn, stay there.
All right.
The 97-yard run that you just saw there is a Blue Dragon
That's a
record.
Blue Dragon record for run from scrimmage.
Yeah.
97 yards.
I got to talk to Mama real quick. How about that run?
Yes!
All right. Great job by Des Jackson's folks. El Dorado, Arkansas is not that far from here, is it?
Not that, about 9 hours.
All right. Those 9 hours, that's nothing. You drive across country, see a boy play.
9 hour drive right
That
there.
was worth it. All right, back up to you guys.
All right. How about that for a momentum changer? The Blue Dragon defense started by forcing Garden City to punt it instead of taking advantage of a kick return inside the Hutchinson 35. And then Des Jackson, what a play around the right edge. This time the Dragon kick is going to bounce down and into the end zone. It'll be down there.
Well, 97 yards is a Blue Dragon rushing record, the longest run in school history in what some say could be the biggest football game ever played at Gowans Stadium for the Dragons, and it is a momentum changer. This Dragon football team now leads 14-7. Can the defense keep it up?
And will Garden City stick with the run? I think right now probably yes. 2 wideouts to the right side, however. And you know at some point in this game they're going to throw the football. It won't be here. And predictable result on the first down carry. 1 yard at most.
Nothing. And I mean nothing.
Charles West contained.
244 yards of offense to 71. Hutchinson leads in that category. Dragons do have the turnover. That turnover cost them 7 points. Can they continue to play well, leading by 7?
Quarterback for Garden City is David Moore. He has a 2nd down and 9 at his 26-yard line. Again, they go with the run, and again, the Dragons just swallow up Charles West. Loss of 1.
Yeah, there is no doubt. And on the tackle, Kamari Gaines, number 40, he's been in the backfield all game long.
Garden City is going to have to throw the football in order to be able to run the football. Right now, the Blue Dragons, I mean, they respect the possibility of the pass, but this is a 90 times all season long.
Dragon defense can come you, and you're right. This is where the crowd can make an advantage.
Man in motion across the formation. They're going to go with a reverse, and the Dragons are going to snuff it out way behind the line of scrimmage. 22. It'll be punt time for Garden City.
I can't believe what I'm seeing.
Yep, big play right there.
4th down and 13. And now the Dragons with those 2 people back to try to make sure this punt gets fielded. One of those, number 80, Mitchell Tinsley, and the other one, Jalen Irwin.
Just secure the football.
Punts off.
Holy cow.
What a
It's
punt.
a great punt, and it's going to go bouncing down to the Dragon 15-yard line. Wow, from the 22 to the 15, 28 and 35, 63-yard punt. How about the job done right there by Ben Raybon?
Well, Glenn, the Dragons put 2 guys back because they were tired of not getting a return.
Yeah, we've had problems in that area.
And look what happens there. Special teams have been special for Garden City.
And that was a heck of a kick. Irwin was over there, but it was over his head, and all he could do is just let it roll, and out of bounds it went. So here we go.
Longest punt of the season for Garden City kicker Ben Raybon. So the Blue Dragons, well, the last time they got it, they started at their 3. It took them 1 play. Now they start at their own 15. Leading 14-7, Mason Shucker. Gets a high snap. Wow. Pulls it off, hands it off, and the Dragons get a nice gain out of it on the play right up the middle of the field. And it is going to be a pickup of, well, from the 16 out to about the 22. Let's call it a 6-yard gain. And if Mason Shucker is 1 inch shorter than 6'4", he can't field that snap from center.
That would have been a game changer. And in warm-ups before the game, I saw a couple of snaps over the quarterback's head. You cannot have something like that happen.
Garden City threatening blitz. Shucker takes the snap, wants to throw, delivers it complete at the 20-yard line. Dragons trying to pick up something after the catch, will be a yard shy at the 25-yard line. Safe
McLean.
Little throw to Khalil McLean on the left side.
He danced a little bit, wasn't able to get loose. Coming up 3rd and 1 here. They're giving Jackson a little time to rest on the sideline. They got White in there.
Probably needs to rest a little bit. Jackson, my goodness, he's had 13 carries, 145 yards, including that 97-yard record-breaking run.
3rd down and 1.
If you could get a first down here, you kind of change field position. Don't want to punt from this deep in your own territory.
Good snap, handoff, and trouble for the Dragons.
They got it.
They might have gotten it.
Oh, no, he's going to be.
I think he's going to be about a yard short.
He danced too much. You've got to get it and go, and you can't dance around back there.
Jonathan White, coming off an injury, is a long ways from 100%, and the Dragons will have to do the safe thing and punt it out of there. Wind starting to be a little tiny bit of a factor, not much of a breeze. It's coming out of the northwest, which means it is just slightly in the Dragons' face.
I'm telling you, though, Des Jackson, he's as good a running back as Hutchinson has had since Alvin Kamara was here.
Rugby kick, it's a pretty good kick the other direction, over the head, and will bounce down to the Garden City 32-yard line.
Maybe 31. That is they're going to spot it at the 32, Rusty. And, you know, the way the Dragon defense is playing, you love that punt. I mean, you absolutely love it. And when does Garden City try to start throwing the football?
Well, they don't want to. You can tell that, or they would have done so by now.
And if the Dragons could get up 2 scores in this game, you may force their hand. But I think Garden says, hey, it's a 1-score game. We're not going to change who we are, and they'll probably come out and pound it.
And Garden City has been a very good fourth-quarter team. They go back to the run, and they break somebody up the middle, and that's a huge gain out close to the 50-yard line. Wow, let's see, was that West? It was West. He has been the best running back for Garden City. A hole up the middle and to the 49-yard line, just a yard shy of the halfway point.
And just like that, Glenn Hutchinson puts 4 new guys up front.
Yeah, they platooning them in back and forth. Nice run by West right there. And Garden City's not going to roll over, folks.
Oh, no. Back to the run. Dragons this time greet the ball carrier in the
fumble?
backfield. Ball pops loose, but I think they had blown the play dead.
Yeah, I think they have too. I saw Blue Dragons pointing to the north.
It's basically a gain of maybe half a yard. Ran into a brick wall with that Dragon front, and the ball popped out. Runner was down.
2nd down, 10. We'll call it. Still at the 49-yard line of Garden City. 7:50 to play, 3rd quarter. Hutchinson, number 2 in the nation, leading Garden City, number 4, by a touchdown. Man in motion, left to right across the formation. First passing situation. Pressure comes. Quarterback flushed out. David Moore will run with it, and the Dragons force him out of bounds after a gain of about 4. And now late flags come flying in.
Yeah,
that's going to be a late hit.
It is going to be late. A little bit of taunting as well.
Wow, I mentioned you can't have any of those, and we haven't. But this will be the first 15-yard penalty. Running into the sideline, and goodness, if somebody on the sideline puts a shoulder into the guy, and you have got to be smarter than that.
He was shoved, but he was still in play when he was shoved, and nothing was happening. And then all of a sudden, I think the taunt had more to do with it than anything, as Monty Montgomery came over and.
It's going to be, either way you look at it, it's going to be a major walk-off against the Blue Dragons. And Garden City, for the second time in the 3rd quarter, is going to find itself at the Hutchinson 32-yard line. The first one after that spectacular kick run back that opened the quarter by Charles West.
The officials were running to the sideline, and as soon as they were able to visibly see the running back laying on the ground, they just assumed.
No, they called unsportsmanlike, so they called the taunting on Monty, because that's exactly what they said.
Okay.
All right. Now, will Garden City go back to the run? I would think so, and they do. And this time, positive yardage on first down as a smack down to the 27-yard line will gain 5.
These are two good running backs, guys.
Yes, they are.
They are, and I'm telling you, Des Jackson for Hutchinson, you're looking at 3 of the best in the conference on display here in this game.
Maybe 3 of the best in the country.
Garden City leads the nation in rushing.
2nd and 5 at the Hutchinson 27-yard line. Blue Dragons with a precarious 14-7 lead.
You could give 3 up here. Don't give them the end zone.
And there's a little quick slant to the right side and a gain down to the 24, the 23-yard line. They don't get yards for the most part in great big chunks. They don't have to. With these strong running backs, they're perfectly content to take 3 plays to pick up a first down.
Rusty, this goes back to the Randy Dreiling Hutchinson days when you and I called a lot of games, and if we threw the ball more than 3 times in a game, it was huge news, and that's the identity of Garden City. They're going to smash mouth, come right at you, and eventually try to wear you down.
3rd down 2. And I don't know. It's going to be close.
Yeah, I've got a good mark. Got a good mark. They're going to move him.
Dedrick Mills on the carry. And it will be a first down at the Hutchinson 22-yard line.
Keep in mind, a 15-yard taunting call aided this drive. Now, definitely in field goal range, and Hutchinson right now would love to see Garden settle for a field goal. You've got a touchdown lead. You can't bend and break here.
West is the running back. Won't get a chance. Moore wants to throw, has time, throws it over the middle. It is caught and breaking away from a Dragon defender into the end zone. Garden City touchdown.
Caught him by surprise. Nobody in the stadium thinking Garden City is going to throw the ball. They lull you to sleep, and then you're able to do something like that, and it was well executed over the middle.
Watts, the reception right there. He looked off his 3 deeps that he had, went to about his 2nd or even 3rd receiver and got it to Watts.
Garden City presumably about to tie up our football game once again.
What a football game.
Raybon is the extra point kicker. Kick is up, left-legged kicker, hammers it home. 14-14. Still 5 minutes and 30-plus seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. More football after this.
Just when you thought you were done with taxes, you got a letter from the IRS. Maybe you're being audited, or maybe you filed for an extension and still need some tax help. We at H&R Block are there for you. We don't stop working on April 15th. Our tax professionals are here to help you year-round. So if you have tax issues you need a hand with, even if H&R Block didn't do your taxes the first time around, visit our offices in Hutchinson, Lyons, or Ellsworth, and let our experienced tax professionals help get you every dollar you deserve.
Each team with a score in the 3rd quarter, each in somewhat unlikely fashion. Hutchinson's coming on a 97-yard touchdown run by Des Jackson, and Garden City's coming on a pass play of all things.
Well, Garden City, both times after Hutchinson scored to take the lead, has had an answer.
Mark of a really good football team.
You are exactly right. Now, Hutchinson with an opportunity to make some noise of themselves on offense.
The kick is going to go into the end zone. Oh, my goodness. Oh, he brought it out. What a mental mistake. But thought about downing it in the end zone and then realized that he had stepped out of the end zone. That is mental mistake. Oh, my goodness. And the Dragons will have it at the 6.
Glenn, you've got to have teammates there talking to you, too. You've got to have somebody saying, take a knee, and nobody did.
Yep.
Yes, you got to be smart enough as a player, but my goodness, it's like in baseball or any sport, talk.
Well,
You've got to communicate.
Yeah, he fumbled the kickoff into the end zone,
Yeah,
and I
take a
thought
knee.
there's no chance he's going to bring that out.
That
But
is
that
just
is a huge, huge mental error.
Well, momentum now on Garden City's side as Hutchinson had the crowd in everything in their favor up to this point.
They fake the reverse and go with power play instead, and a pretty nice gain out close to the 10-yard line.
Yeah, it's going to be only about 8.
Des Jackson back in there after setting out that last series. Heard Coach Cross talking to White about not running right at him and trying to run at an angle a little bit, try to get the bounce off. But Des is back in there now.
How big was it that the Dragons couldn't convert on a 3rd and 1 before
big.
they punted the football
Yeah,
away?
and that was when Jackson was on the sideline, exactly what Glenn's talking about. Other guys have to step up in games like this.
And
nothing.
That is not a very good handoff, and the Dragons will lose a yard back to the 4.
Momentum has changed. You've got to be careful here. Yeah, you want to get out of this territory, but I don't know that you even put it in the air here.
Mason Shucker at some point is going to have to make a play, and right now the Blue Dragons are on the edge of losing their lead. If they don't convert here, you got to figure Garden City's going to have it on the Hutchinson half of the field.
With momentum.
3rd down, 12. Shucker will throw from his end zone, loads it up, and I have no idea who he was throwing to. Either the receiver ran the wrong route or it was a very poorly thrown ball. There was not a Hutchinson player within 15 yards of where that ball came down.
Well, all this started because of an ill-advised return when the ball was in the end zone of trying to bring it out. Ball would have been at the 25-yard line, and that started this mess right here now where Hutchinson punts from their own end zone.
They need a big one. Garcia will try to give it to him, gets off a nice punt, perfect spiral, but lots of room to run. Taking it to 50, down to the 40, down to the 35, to the 34-yard line on the return. Garden City with a golden opportunity to take its first lead of the football game.
Well, Glenn, defense now really has to make a statement.
Yeah, they got to step up. They got to bow their necks and stay tough right here. Maybe force a turnover. Again, a good game, tied at 14-all. 4:06 to go in the third. Indy now trailing Fort Scott 24-16 in that game. I heard our trainer say that Indy has had 7 ACL surgeries this year.
Wow.
And there's a handoff, and power football straight ahead, about 3 yards. Ball carrier, Dedrick Mills.
But they are starting to get more positive yards in the running game, where earlier it was tough for them to even get back to the line of scrimmage. They'll take 3 yards on first down every day of the week.
Garden City has been very solid all year long at finishing football games. They're trying to do it here. They've come from behind twice to tie. Game is even at 14. Garden City with a 2nd down, 7. Another run. Mills grabbed, this time right at the line of scrimmage, push backwards.
Yep. Dragons got penetration that time.
Give him a gain of 1.
Montgomery, number 10, in the backfield. Caleb Bryce there as well.
Big 3rd down call.
Big 3rd down, you're right. But it's in a position where Garden's probably got 2 downs to pick up 6 yards.
David Moore wants to throw, drops back, steps up, will run with it, and Dragons miss a tackle, and Moore able to get to the 21-yard line.
Flag down.
That is enough for a 1st down, but we'll check the flag.
Dragons saying against Garden City. Are they just
Is it
trying to?
It will be a hold. Yep.
So it's going to come back.
Well, unless it's a hold against the defense. We don't know that
Good point.
yet.
Nice scramble by David Moore.
The Dragons were saying it was against Garden, but it's a hold.
On the defense.
There
Yep.
you go.
Touch.
That's
Okay.
exactly right. Automatic 1st down, 5-yard penalty, and right now everything has switched Garden City's way.
Yeah, they got the momentum, no doubt about that, and get the call right there too.
Need a turnover. Dragons have yet to force one. Garden City, that's what champions are made of. They've come in here on the road, and they've played mistake-free football.
Well, and Garden City has, they've stuck with their game plan. They've pounded. Now all of a sudden the pass is open. And as a result, the scramble is open for the quarterback.
Timeout.
Going to be a timeout taken. It comes with just 2.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Garden City on the verge of perhaps taking its first lead in the game. Back in half a minute.
The Rothy family name has always been connected to serving the Hutchinson community, and you can expect the same kind of high-quality service when you visit Rothy Family Flooring. They believe you deserve to be treated like family, so they've invested in their own talented and trustworthy installers to lay your floors. No outside contractors will ever knock on your door if Rothy works for you. Let them show you their expansive selection of name-brand flooring, and trust your home to the best. Rothy Family Flooring, 325 North Main, Hutchinson.
First down, Garden City at the Hutchinson 12-yard line. Garden City has never led in this game. Dragons led 7-0. We're tied at 7. Led 14-7 after Des Jackson's 97-yard touchdown run. Garden City has come back to tie it, and now the Broncbusters threaten to take the lead.
Dragons would gladly give up a field goal attempt. You cannot let them in the end zone here.
More hands off, and a pretty nice gain. Just power football straight ahead, slight slant to the right side to the 8-yard line, 4 yards on first down, more than you want to give up.
I agree. Glenn, got to find a way to maybe get a negative play here.
Get a strip, something. Got to get something to happen because that was an easy 5-yard pickup right there.
Well, these Garden City running backs, rarely do they lose yardage. 2 wideouts to the left. Garden City at the Hutchinson 8-yard line, second down 6. Power football straight ahead, the pile pushed, and then the back push backwards. Gain of, they're going to say just 1 yard.
For the Dragons, going to have to check out because the helmet came off, so there'll be some substitutions.
Again, Jackson's Meat has brought you Glenn Sideline reports all season long. We really appreciate the good folks at Jackson Meat, one of Hutchinson's fine native-owned businesses. And when I say native-owned, I mean a Hutchinson business owned by Hutchonians. And Garden City slant. Dragons are equal to the task, and they're running back only to the 6-yard line. It's fourth down.
Yep.
And decision now, it's probably going to be a field goal coming up for Garden City to take the lead.
And this is what Hutchinson wanted. You're okay giving up a field goal attempt. If you give up 3, so be it. But to give up 7 points there would have been asking a lot.
This is little more than a chip shot field goal. They'll put it down at the 13. Slight angle from the right side, 23-yard try. This one's pretty much automatic. And Ray Bond makes it good. And Garden City has taken its first lead of the game, 17-14. Inside a minute to play in the third quarter. We'll return with more right after this.
For injury, yet you'd really like same-day treatment. That's why Prairie Star offers walk-in clinic services with a responsive medical staff to care for you and your family.
Yes, we want to be your medical home.
Welcome to Prairie Star Health Center and walk-in clinic, whether you have insurance or not. 30th and K61 in Hutchinson.
And welcome back to Gowans Stadium, where we have a good one. 17-14 Garden. First lead of the game comes with 55 seconds left to go here in the third quarter, and Hutchinson has got to come with an answer and get some momentum back, Rusty.
Well, good teams come from behind. Garden City has done it twice, and now for the first time, the Broncbusters have the lead. Dragons fumble. A kickoff, take it at the 15-yard line, and Drake Bolas, slow to get started, will only be able to get it out to about the 23-yard. Started save fumble. They actually handled it on his hip. Was able to get out to the 23-yard line. Dragons have had 2 very costly penalties here in the third quarter. Had a huge mental mistake when they brought a ball out of the end zone on a kickoff that should never have been returned. And now Hutchinson finds itself down by 3 with plenty of time. But the Dragon offense got to make something happen. Hutchinson has scored on 2 big plays, hasn't sustained anything. There's a quick pitch. Dragons try to get to the edge and get out to the 24-yard line. What a shot taken by Des Jackson. He got whacked at the 24.
That
is a 2-yard pickup.
Is a hit. Guys, Garden City only 3 penalties in this game, no turnovers. Hutchinson with 7 penalties and a turnover. And quite frankly, that's enough to make a difference in this game of 3 points.
That's the 3-point difference right there. By the way, Indy did score, but 24-21 is your final. Fort Scott a winner over Indy.
Boy, Independence this year has been the opposite of what they were last year.
Shucker wants to throw, pumps, delivers it in the middle of the field, caught by Irwin at the 31-yard line. He's a couple of yards shy of a first down, but it is a gain of, they're going to give it to him.
He danced a little bit and maybe should have had to pay the price for that, but that's the end of the third, but he was able to get the first down.
Well, the Blue Dragons in the third quarter on a positive note, a first down at their 33-yard line. They will begin there when the fourth quarter starts with Hutchinson down 17-14. We're back in 60 seconds.
When you're looking for jewelry that's one of a kind, remember Amelia Bedelia is filled with thousands of beads and stones, and with my passion for design, I can create something that's perfect for you. Amelia Bedelia is 115 and a half South Main Street in downtown Hutchinson. Go Blue Dragons!
This is Kelly, owner of Brick House Boutique. Don't pack away your summer pieces just yet. It may still be warm, yet summer to fall fashions are here at Brick House Boutique. Comfortable and affordable casual clothes at 117 South Main in Hutchinson. Big city chic in a downtown boutique.
HCC Sports is brought to you by the Sportscaster Club members, Portfolio Recovery Associates, Dr. Robert F. of the Hutchinson Clinic, Barkley Plumbing, Vernon Chiropractic Center, Tim and Gina Ritter, along with Brian Strange of the Green Vision Group, Sutton Kaufman Transmission Service, Wade Patton Insurance, A&A Builders, Bold Office Shares, Mega Manufacturing, MAYB, Mid-America Youth Basketball, Lowen Corporation, Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, and by Mann, Wyatt, and Rice, LLC. These Sportscaster Club members help provide funds for HCC scholarships.
Blue Dragons open the fourth quarter with the ball at their own 33, a first down. Mason Shucker takes the snap, hands off, delayed handoff, and a nice job by Jackson. He is out to the 39-yard line. That's a gain of 6.
Rusty, 18 carries, 151 yards, a touchdown, averaging 8.5 yards a pop. I'd keep feeding the big guy.
Blue Dragons with actually 130 more yards of offense than Garden City at this point. When you trail after that kind of an advantage in total yardage, it's typically mistakes that you've made, and that is the case for the Blue Dragons.
We talked about the penalties and that costly turnover.
Second down and 4.
But it is very much a football game. Hutchinson in control still.
Shucker takes the snap. Wants to throw, pressure comes, got to get rid of it, throws it away, I hope. Yep, didn't get it out of bounds, but threw it out of the reach of everybody, avoided a sack, and it'll be a chance to play again from the 39-yard line rather than being knocked down inside the 30.
Yeah. Front line has to do better than that. The quarterback got the ball, had no chance to even breathe, and thankfully Shucker did an amazing job of throwing the ball away and not taking a negative play. The big guys up front have got to give their quarterback more time than that.
Neither of these teams have been able to throw with any success against the other. Dragons did have that one long play. Now Shucker goes back to more conservative football, and the Dragons will not get a first down. That is not the way they wanted to begin the fourth quarter, and they'll have to punt the ball away at their own 39-yard line.
What you're doing, though, now is you're playing field position. You're going to have an opportunity here to possibly pin Garden City in deep. Momentum and field position really has been with Garden City from the opening start of this second half.
Yeah, now the wind's starting to pick up a little bit. It's going to be
sure
a factor.
is.
It's at the back of the Dragons, actually more of a side wind. Line drive kick is fielded by Garden City at the 20-yard line. Dragons with outstanding coverage, and it'll be a return for -2. Garden City will start at the 18-yard line. The wind was forecast to change mid-afternoon, and it appears that it's here about an hour early. Switch to the northwest, blowing now 15 miles an hour.
And the advantage is going to be, it appears, Hutchinson, because here in the fourth quarter. Garden City is going to be going against that wind. Glenn talked about the front eventually coming through today, and it's here.
Doesn't make a lot of difference, though, if
No.
your plan is to run.
You're right. You're right.
If the Dragons could get the ball or get the lead back,
what matters, though,
it
is
would matter
if it comes down to a field goal.
Moore takes the snap, hands off. Garden City's going to stick with the run. Why not? They want to chew up the clock. They have a 17-14 lead. And they don't mind short gains, and that's what they accumulated on first down, a pickup of just one.
Yep, 99, Jamichael Neal. Goes about 6'3", 340, and he's hard to move. And that time they moved him about half a yard, and that's it.
Garden City breaks out of the huddle in a hurry and fakes like they're going to snap it quickly, but they don't. Once again, Moore peeks toward the sideline. They have two wide outs to the right side, single running back. Pretty much the set we've seen all game, and it is West that gets the football, tries to get it to the edge, and is able to get upfield before being shoved out of bounds at the 22. Short gain. It will leave a third down and the better part of 6 yards to go.
Jamard Morgan that time, containment on the outside, missed a tackle, and fortunately, the Garden City player forced out of bounds by another Dragon. It'll bring up a 3rd and 6. You want them to punt here, Glenn.
Yeah, Monty Montgomery shaking up. He's got a cramp in that left calf, and they're treating him right here in front of us.
Okay. Not a guy you want on the sideline for any length of time.
Not at all.
Moore takes the snap, hands off. Not much.
Nope, nothing.
And it will be 4th down. They needed about 6. They got half that.
They'll have to punt the ball. Here comes the punting team. Advantage Hutchinson, Glenn.
Yeah, very nice job right there. I'm still watching them treat Monty. He's in a lot of pain, but it is just a cramp is what they're treating right there.
Well, it's a warmer day than expected. Has the temperature cooled with that front moving in, Glenn?
Just a little bit because of the breeze.
Okay.
When we came, it was quite chilly in the shade, but here we go.
Dragons have 2 safeties back. Ben Raybon, his field goal, the difference in the game, gets off another beautiful punt.
Good night.
Drives the Dragons back. It's taken.
He
called a fair catch, so he can't return it. It'll be Hutchinson's football at the 27-yard line.
He thought he was shading the sun. That's what Randy McKay down there on the sidelines also thought he was doing. But they said, nope, you were calling for a fair catch.
It looked like a fair catch. And
Yeah,
I'm going to
it sure
tell
did.
you right now, the special teams for the Dragons from a return standpoint in this game, when Coach Rhodes grades them, it'll be nothing short of an F. I mean, that situation, you don't have a player within 30 yards of you, you're going to pick up at least 15, 20 yards.
The one cost them 3 points. That's just pure and simple.
Yeah,
You're right.
Exactly
And
right.
handling punts has been a problem for this
Good
football team.
night.
Or not handling punts has been a better way of putting it.
Can we overcome it? We'll find out. Plenty of time to throw.
Ball thrown not particularly well in the general action, in the general direction of Jalen Irwin. Incomplete.
Mason Shucker, 9 of 16, 111 yards and a touchdown. That time, I quite frankly don't know where the ball was going because there were 2 receivers in the area and the ball was not close to either one of them.
And now the Dragons bring McClain in. I thought for a moment he was going to set up at the Wildcat. Instead, he goes in the slot on the right side. You wonder how many more opportunities in this game you're going to get. Dragons trail by 3. Pressure comes. Ball thrown. Irwin in the middle of the field. He has a first down. He has more than that. He's at the 50. He's at the 45. Spins to the 40, to the 35-yard line. Jalen Irwin with a big, big play for the Dragons.
Best throw of the game by the quarterback, Shucker, and Irwin now 4 catches, and he is close to 100 yards receiving.
Hutchinson at the Broncbuster 35-yard line, down 3.
Huge play. Don't make a mistake here.
Don't make negative yardage plays if you can avoid it. Shucker wants to throw again, throws, and that is good defense on the part of Garden City. Defensive back arrived at the same time the football did. Absolutely no chance for Jalik Jagway to make a play.
Boy, I'm telling you, Glenn, I'd sure like to see number 27 get a couple of handoffs here.
Get it right here and try to make something out of it. Don't hesitate. Just go where your instincts tell you to go.
Dragons have thrown quite a bit on first down, not very often with success.
Jackson 151 yards rushing on 19 carries. We're going to throw it again.
And it is caught in the middle of the field at the 27-yard line. Not much after the catch for Marquise Whitmire, but the Blue Dragons set up a 3rd down and 3.
Yep, that's a great throw, great catch. Now a 3rd down, manageable situation. I think 27 gets the ball here as the Dragons are going to bring in.
Yeah, they're going to bring in a double tight end set here.
Big package, and see if they can't find a way on the ground. Then you'll have a question mark. If it's 4th and short, do you go for it, or you try to kick the tying field goal?
Yeah, Watson's directing people over.
Yeah, they shift the formation.
Game clock down to 7.
And they give it to Watson. He hesitates, plows ahead, and will get credit close to the 24-yard line. That should be a Blue Dragon first down.
Yeah, flag on the play, however.
A flag, and it's a false start against the Blue Dragons, and oh my goodness, is that a killer.
They're calling it on the 2 wide receivers to the right. They had been to the left, and they're saying one was in the backfield. So previous spot, repeat 3rd down's a call.
Now, all of a sudden, field goal, not an option.
And here's what I hate about that call, guys. That call has nothing to do with the outcome of the play, but yet it negates a first down for Hutchinson. Probably got to throw it on 3rd down now. You're out of field goal range.
Shucker steals a glance toward the sideline. 3rd down, 8. Must get to the 25 for a first down. Taking a long time to get the play off.
Clock at 4.
And they don't get it off unless they took a timeout.
They took a timeout. That play was messed up from the get-go, but it is a big 3rd down. You better make sure you got it right. Let's take a timeout. Back in half a minute.
This is Carter File, president of Hutchinson Community College. I invite you to join us this winter as the proud tradition of Blue Dragon men's and women's basketball continues at the historic Hutchinson Sports Arena. Both teams are favorites in the tough Jayhawk Conference, so you won't want to miss any of the action. Find the schedule at BlueDragonSports.com, like us on Facebook, and follow Blue Dragon Sports on Twitter. As always, go Blue Dragons.
Hutchinson with way more penalties than you would hope for in a game of this magnitude. Still very much a part of things with a 3rd down and 8 at the 33 of Garden City. Trailing 17-14 and the game clock now inside 10 minutes.
I think you're in 2-down territory here. You're outside of field goal range. Even if you get a couple of yards here, I think Hutchinson goes for it on 4th down. Why don't we just pick the first down up here? Blitz.
Pressure comes, and quarterback hit as he throws. Flags fly.
Wow, this is going to be roughing the passer, and I think this is going to be the penalty that Hutchinson has been looking for and extends a drive.
Down here with Will Thacker, he saw hands in the face of one of our offensive linemen. Yep, that's what it is. Oh, it goes against the defense, number 92.
That is a killer from a Garden City standpoint. Does 2 things. 1, it extends the drive, gives you a first down. 2, it already puts you in field goal range in a game in which you trail 17-14. Run the football. Pound the ball. We've had success with it with Des Jackson. We've tried to get cute on this drive. I say just ram it down their throats here.
The ball moved on the penalty down to the 18-yard line. Mason Shucker checks his wrist. 2 wideouts to the left, none to the right. Dragons trailing by 3. Takes the snap, hands off. Dragons try to get to the edge. 20, 15, 10, 5, and down into the end zone. Touchdown, Dragons. Touchdown, Des Jackson. And the Dragons have taken the lead. Des Jackson for All-American.
Des Jackson, you can carry the ball anytime in any given year for
That
me.
was a lot of him, Rob. Let me tell you, he was starting to get contained about the 10, and he just slanted inside a little bit and took it to the pylon.
We pulled a lineman, guys, and I couldn't see who it was, but he's going to get a good grade because he blew up a defender as they pulled a guard.
All right, the extra point is up, and the Blue Dragons have the lead, 21-17. 9:39 to go. It is a Garden City team that does not usually score quickly. So it might be enough for the Blue Dragons to get 1 or 2 stops. We're going to take a half-minute break.
ARCAT is now part of a regional transportation partnership with Sedgwick County Transportation and Wichita Transit. We are working together to provide rides to Wichita and back on Tuesdays. Wichita Transit has fixed route and paratransit service available within the city. Round trip costs range between $19 and $27. Advanced registration with ARCAT is required. ARCAT is first come, first served general public transportation. Call 694-2913 for details.
For Garden City, Charles West and Keyshawn Jones await at the 5-yard line. Here comes the Dragon kickoff. For the 3rd time in this game, Hutchinson on top. This one is deep. This one is out of the back of the end zone, headed for 11th Street.
That's what I would do, Glenn Grunwald. I mean, don't take a chance and give him any kind of return.
Hey, I asked Des who got that block. You think Matt Jones was a pulling guard on that one?
Okay, I'm telling you, there was some guy out there that just blew up a Garden City defender, and that gave him the edge, and then he had to jiggle and jag a little bit to get the corner of the pylon and into the end zone.
I'm telling you what, guys, we are watching in Des Jackson, a junior college All-American.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we
20 carries, 169 yards, 2 touchdowns, and the difference between him and Alvin Kamara, who is probably the most talented running back we've seen here besides Jackson, is Kamara didn't get the carries because he was injured.
Garden City goes back to work. West slanting right, trying to push the Dragon pile. Will get about 3 on the first down carry.
And that's okay. Right now, Hutchinson will give up 3 yards, and watch this clock tick. You just don't give up the big play.
Nope.
You need a stop. Just one more stop. Get your offense on the field, chew out a few first downs, and we're going to talk something special.
By the way, Iowa West are leading 7-0 at the end of 1 quarter of play over in Butler.
Doesn't surprise me. They are really good.
Back to throw. Garden City. The ball thrown low.
Yep.
You can tell that Garden City is not a team that likes to throw it. That one was intended for Jihad Booker, but David Moore basically threw it into the ground.
And his first incompletion, but he's only thrown 3 passes in this game. One was a shuffle pass, and the crowd, my goodness, this crowd coming alive. Why not? This is a huge 3rd down.
This is how it should have been all year long right here.
Well, never too late, and right now the crowd can make a difference.
Quarterback wants to throw, and it is tipped but caught and then jarred loose. Ball was tipped, wound up in the hands of the receiver, and then was jarred loose on a vicious hit on the far side of the field, and it'll be 4th down.
And what happened, guys, is by Hutchinson scoring, it took Garden City out of what they like to do, and that's run the football. And uncharacteristically, they threw the ball a couple of times.
Beating on the stick over there.
And again, the fact that Hutchinson moved on top by 4,
right.
Garden City probably would have treated it differently had they not felt like they had to have a touchdown. Still a long ways to go, almost 9 minutes to go.
Fake.
And it is a fake, and Garden City is going to get a first down and a bunch more to the 40, to the 50, and down the sideline, still running to the Hutchinson 30-yard line. They snapped it directly to Charles West, and West making Hutchinson pay with a big-time play.
Cannot fall asleep on special teams. And Garden City, I have a feeling they've got an option on that play. If you feel like you've got the end sealed, go ahead and carry out the fake. And the Dragons had nobody to contain the outside.
Sims is a River Bowl gambler, let me tell you.
That was a heck of a call.
It was a heck of a call.
If that doesn't work, Hutchinson's got the football deep, but now it's Garden City in position perhaps to pound it in and regain the lead. And they'll go back to what they like to do, but this one is blown dead because of a false start.
The crowd has a little bit to do with that, making some noise here. You know, it's tough for Garden City to get out of a 1st and 15. That's what they're going to be looking at. Only the 5th penalty of the game against Garden. That's pretty good on the road in a game of this magnitude. But your defense, which thought it was off the field and headed to the sideline, has to come back out there. You can't lose, sight of what's ahead of you. You need to stop again.
Moore takes the snap, hands off. Dragons pretty good job against the run, as they have all afternoon. 2. It'll be 2nd and 13 at the Hutchinson 32-yard line.
Well, Glenn, this lived up to expectations. Sometimes these games don't.
Yeah, you're right. Sometimes they don't. This one has. Right now with 7:43 to go, and the Blue Dragons up 21-17.
All right. They will try to go to the edge, and the Dragons won't have any part of it. There's a flag on the play as the Dragons make a play on Dedrick Mills for no gain. Flag dropped in the middle of the field away from the conclusion of the play.
It was Caleb Bryce on the tackle. This is going to be a hold. Yep, and cost Garden even more yardage and probably force them into throwing the football. And when you know they have to throw the football, it's even tougher. Now, there are times where you don't know they're going to throw and they can sneak one in on you and make it happen, but this puts them in a tough situation here.
It is a 2nd down for the Broncbusters. Football placed at the Hutchinson 42-yard line. The yard to gain is the 20.
22 yards to go.
2 wideouts to the short side of the field.
Can't let them out of this.
Man in motion across the field, and they'll go with a run. And Hutchinson surrenders some yards, but not a big gainer, and that's what the main goal was. It's a pickup of about 4 or 5, though.
Right, and Garden City right here is saying we got 2 more downs to basically get 16 yards. Crowd still in the game. They are making – I've never heard the crowd here this year sound like this.
That's because there's about 5 times as many here today as we've seen at any time this year.
And there should be. This is the biggest game maybe ever played at Gowans Stadium.
Certainly at the junior college level.
Good point, Rusty. Not counting high school.
3rd down, 16. Moore takes the snap, drops back. Now tosses it upfield, got a receiver but missed him. He was open at the 5-yard line. Boy, a Blue Dragon defensive back made a big mistake, and Garden City couldn't make him pay.
Oh, my goodness. Yep, that is one that Hutchinson is very, very fortunate to have back, as in single coverage back there was Art Green. Art Green was beaten.
And he's a good one, too.
He is a good one.
That was a great throw. I think it was more the receiver's fault than the quarterback's fault.
Keyshawn Jones got himself open, but the ball just out of his reach.
All right, they're going for it on 4th down, which you knew they would. If you get a stop here,
or
you get the football in good position. Yeah, they might punt this ball. Nope, they'll go for it.
Pressure comes, and down he goes at the 45-yard line. How about this Blue Dragon defense as it just absolutely plagues David Moore once again.
Jaden Cunningham, he's a team captain. And I'm going to tell you, 326 pounds just flattened the quarterback.
Yeah, he didn't look to his left. He had a wide open receiver, and thank goodness he did not look to his left, but a great job at the defense.
Jaden Cunningham for mayor on defense, because it's been Des Jackson on the offensive end, and the Dragons will take over at their 44-yard line. Don't get cute here.
Mason Shucker. And Dragons go with a straight handoff, and not a whole lot there. That's a new quarterback. That is not Shucker. That is Nolan Arrington at quarterback. Straight handoff.
They brought him in.
That's for that play.
Shucker back in. It'll be 2nd down, 9. Dragons need to chew as much clock as they can. You know, with the wind at your back somewhat here, even if you have to punt, you're going to pin Garden City deep. And it takes a while for their offense to move it down the field. Everything in Hutchinson's favor right now, you just don't want a turnover.
2nd down and 9 at the Hutchinson 45-yard line.
This is where the crowd needs to be quiet for the offense.
Shucker takes the snap, rolls to his left. He'll keep it himself, and Shucker, battling for what he can get, gets quite a bit, gets close to the 1st down marker. He's shy, but not by much.
Now that right there is a gutsy run by Mason Shucker, who put his body out on the line. Dragons try something different, and all it does is leave them just 2 yards shy of getting a 1st down here on 3rd down.
And if the Dragons pick this up, you'll see Garden City start to use some of its timeouts.
You're exactly right. They have 2 timeouts left. Dragons with 2 left also. We're in the 4th quarter. Hutch clinging to a 4-point lead.
Need 2. Long count. Handoff. Dragons trying to get it, and they won't get anywhere close. Got it to Des Jackson. He loses a couple of yards, and Hutchinson will have to punt the football on 4th and 4.
Give it to Garden. I'm telling you, they don't quit. They are so good, so disciplined, and just an epic battle between 2 top 5 teams in junior college. There is so much talent on the field on both these rosters, and you are seeing it on display here. Hutchinson now needs a great punt.
Garden City will try to create something on the return.
Oh, my, almost a high snap.
Price back there. It's Andrew Price. He signals and makes a fair catch at the 15-yard line.
Beautiful job. Glenn, anytime you can put the ball inside the 20, job well done.
Yeah, that's a good job. And plus, they didn't come down and do a silly thing and just bump into the defender because he called a fair catch. By the way, 13-0 Iowa Western on top of Butler with great field position, second quarter action.
Okay. Right now, all Hutchinson cares about is can the defense get a stop.
I just trying to follow that a little bit too, but 4:11 to go, guys.
Yep. The defense has been good, guys. Yardage, 193 for Garden City, 337 for the Dragons. Hutchinson wants one more stop.
Garden City sticking with the run.
Nothing.
Not much. Not much. I'm going to tell you what. We have seen under Ryan Rhodes a lot of outstanding Blue Dragon defenses, but the defense this year against the run is the best I've seen.
I think our secondary, Rusty's as good as any we've had as well. And think about, there's more talent in the Jayhawk Conference now than there's ever been because of unlimited rosters and out of state. For this defense to do this, unbelievable.
Moore wants to throws in the middle of the field. It is caught at the 24-yard line, a couple of yards shy of a first down.
Well, they've got 2 downs, in my opinion, here. Still 3 minutes to go. Garden City probably 2 downs to get 2 yards, but the clock continues to move.
Yeah, Garden City's not going to punt it here. There's no guarantee they get it back, and they need a while to score.
Crowd, this is where you can make your presence felt.
They don't want to have to go to a 4th down situation, but if need be, I'm convinced they will. David Moore takes the snap, wants to throw, has all kinds of time. Now tosses it upfield, and it is caught for a first down by a wide open receiver out at the 43-yard line. And that catch for Garden City was, what, number 22, Glenn? I can't tell for sure.
Yeah, I think it was. It was far away from me too, Rusty, so sorry about that.
We are struggling with these Garden City numbers.
Yeah, you're doing a good job.
Yep, you've done a great job.
It is Josh Mercer that made the catch.
And we've got a timeout, Blue Dragons. They will use one of their 2. Why not? Get your guys in position. Make sure you got the right personnel on the field.
Let's keep it right here. This is a big moment in this game. With 2:50 to go, probably the last chance for Garden City. A team built on moving the ball down the field via the run, probably now forced to throw it.
Well, they've got 2 timeouts left. Every first down, the clock stops. Field goal does you no good. You have to get it in the end zone. Hutchinson clinging to a 4-point lead, and this is what you want. You want your defense, the best of your units on the field, game on the line, biggest game you may have ever played in, with the opportunity to get a stop and do what they do best.
Hold for 4 downs, the game is yours.
I agree. Ball game over if you can get a stop on this drive.
All right, back to work. David Moore drops back, wants to throw, throws out in the flat. It is caught, and the Dragon misses a tackle at the 50, at the 40, and out of bounds there. Blue Dragon defender missed a tackle, and Charles West, who has been a thorn in the side of the Blue Dragons all game long, comes out of the backfield to make another big play.
Mark Green got burned on that one. Just started to wrap up, and he wasn't there anymore.
And all of a sudden, Garden having some success throwing the football. Dragons, now you got to get a pass rush and get to the quarterback.
Trips to the right side for Garden City. David Moore drops back. Pressure comes. Moore still in the pocket. Heaves it downfield. Got a receiver down there. Broken up at the 5-yard line.
Tremendous coverage. That is as good as you get on the coverage by a Blue Dragon, who Hutchinson got some pressure on the quarterback that time.
Tops the clock with 2:17 to go.
And I still can't see the number because
I believe that was Demarie Givens on the coverage for
number
the Dragons.
7, I think, Rusty.
Yep, Demarie Givens.
It was. Hadn't played a lot, but boy, did he play it well that time. As into the game comes Clarence Hicks, 53, probably the Dragons' best pass rusher. How about a sack here, Clarence?
Trips to the right side. Moore again wants to throw. Moore releases. Wide open receiver at the 30-yard line. Got belted. It goes down immediately, but it's enough for a first down. And how about David Moore? He hasn't thrown much this season, but he completes 60% of his passes, and he is doing a number right now as he has Garden City in position at the Hutchinson 29-yard line. 2 minutes to play and a timeout, and this time we will take the break.
Just as the Hutchinson Blue Dragons athletics are a tradition, so is the Anchor Inn in downtown Hutchinson. Whether you plan lunch or dinner or even take out for home, the Anchor Inn is a great family restaurant that you are sure to enjoy. Order off their great menu or take advantage of the Anchor Inn's awesome buffet. You'll make a great choice either way. The Anchor Inn is also a great spot to meet up with old friends and acquaintances because everyone goes to the Anchor. That's the Anchor Inn at 128 South Main in Hutchinson, proud supporters of Hutchinson Blue Dragon Athletics.
Well, now all of a sudden, Garden City in a pretty good spot. They still have to get it into the end zone. They're 29 yards out against a Blue Dragon defense that is tough. But Garden City all of a sudden showing the ability to move the football through the air.
Yeah, and boy, this isn't for the faint at heart right here because you're in position now where you have an opportunity to get it in the end zone. Dragons need a sack, need a turnover, need anything here.
Moore fakes the handoff, wants to throw, grabbed and knocked down back at the 36-yard line. Dragon got him from behind.
Wasn't that Montgomery? I think number 10.
I think it might have been as well.
And the timeout, Garden City. What did I just say? You needed somebody to make a play, and it finally happened.
So Garden City will take the timeout. Guys, let's keep it right here. That is a loss of 8 yards, 7 yards on the snap. They're going to reset the game clock to 1:57 for Garden City. 2nd down and 17. A Dragon hold here for 4 downs, and the Blue Dragons will have taken over the conference lead.
You called his number earlier. It wasn't Monty, it was Hicks.
Okay.
Hicks. And I thought he was held over there as well, but he got to him just enough to bring him down.
Yeah, Hicks is probably the Dragons' best defensive lineman when it comes to sacks and getting after the quarterback. Let's see if the Dragons can get pressure again.
2nd and 17. Moore takes the snap, drops back, steps up, throws underneath, wide open middle of the field. A couple of missed tackles by the Dragons, and a receiver drags his way down to the 20-yard line. That is only a yard shy of a first down. Nice job by Keyshawn Jones after pulling it in.
And the clock isn't a factor. Hutchinson is going to have to get stops to win this game. It's going to boil down to that.
3rd down and 1.
Crowd into it.
David Moore. This time he'll hand off. Actually keeps the football, and he got close. Ball pops loose, scramble for it. It's picked up by Garden City. They've got a first down at the 17-yard line. Ball popped loose as Moore kept it. He was jarred, and somebody had the prescience to pick it up and pick up a first down for Garden City.
Dragon player down on the other side of the field. The ball popped out, Glenn. Oh, my goodness, if you could have fell on it.
It's going to be a first down as officials stop play with 1:17 to go, and we have a Dragon herd over there. I can't see a number, guys.
Well, Garden City still has a timeout left. Dragon defense, I'm telling you.
Calvin Cummins down over there.
They've been running for their life on this drive. And this is asking a lot of your defense now.
Well, we're down to 1:17. Garden City, 1 timeout left.
And Garden started this drive back deep in their own territory.
And a field goal is no good.
That's exactly right. And they've been doing it on this drive through the air. That's what's crazy.
And we still can't tell you about the injured Blue
Yeah,
Dragon.
it's Kelvin Clemens.
And it's a cramp, it appears.
Yep.
They're holding that leg up in the air. It is a cramp.
Let's take a half-minute timeout.
Tech Wireless has plans for every lifestyle, including our new and improved Advanced Pay Plan. Get the nationwide coverage and data you want without a commitment. Plans start at $30 per month, and you can get unlimited everything for as low as $35 per month. Activate a new Advanced Pay Plan and receive a free Moto G4 Play. Or receive your first month free when you purchase a new phone or bring your own phone. 'Tis the season for savings. Visit Next Tech Wireless today. Certain restrictions apply.
Clemens being helped off the field. He's not coming back anytime soon.
It is a cramp, but it's a bad one. Let me tell you, locked up. He tried to put some pressure on it, could not. Rusty, when we have a moment, basketball tonight over at the Sports Arena.
Yeah, Northeastern Oklahoma in town. Blue Dragons impressive in winning 99-62 last night over Northeast Nebraska. Hope a lot of the folks here in the stadium will just slip over to the Sports Arena. There will be a game that precedes that. So if you want, you can go straight over here to there. Tip-off will be actually about 5:30 for that preceding game. That'll be Tabor College against Northeast Nebraska. And then Hutch against NEO. NEO's got some talent. They've got some veteran players. They'll play the Dragons a zone. It should be a lot of fun.
And here it is, folks. The Dragon defense is going to have to make a stop. How about a sack, turnover, anything?
And they go back to the run, and it is about 4 or 5 yards.
Hey, Hutchinson will
for
take
Charles
that.
West.
That just means the clock continues to move. Pickup of only 2.
Busters with 1 timeout left.
Garden City. Moore. Hands off, and to the edge goes West, breaks a tackle, stiff arms a Hutchinson player, and takes it out of bounds at the 10.
That's a big-time tackle over on that left side. Had he not made it, might have been in the end zone. 3rd down coming up.
3rd down and 4 at the 10.
Crowd can get into this.
On the out-of-bounds run.
What a game. 2 heavyweights hounding each other this entire game. And it comes down to the final 51 seconds. Dragons need 2 more stops. Try to keep them from getting the first down.
Yeah, they can get a first down at the 7. But time, a little bit of a factor. Moore takes the snap, wants to throw. Pressure comes. Moore breaks free, runs toward the sideline, goes out of bounds short of the first down.
That is another big-time play. Monty Montgomery, number 10. Garden City player on his back on the field. We'll see if he's hurt. That's going to stop play for a little bit. And guess what? It is going to come down to a 4th and 2 with 44 seconds to play.
Garden City has to get it into the end zone. And this is an injury timeout. I'm looking down there. I think Garden City still has a timeout left.
They
yeah,
do.
They have 1.
They have 1. But if you get a stop here, it doesn't matter.
No.
It doesn't matter.
This is a game winner if the Blue Dragon defense can hold here. And it's one of those interesting situations. Garden City, a team that has a lot of confidence. Wow. Guy pops up pretty healthy.
Yeah,
I think that was an injury to stop the clock.
Absolutely it was. And the only good thing is that particular player can't be on the field for this play unless they call a timeout.
But what I started to say was 2 yards, this is normally a running play for Garden City. Not sure that it is here.
Everyone standing in Gowans Stadium. Why not? Who needs to set on this play? Biggest play of the game. Biggest play of the year.
And it is a straight snap, and Garden City plows ahead, and Mills has a first down at the 6.
Wow. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, he came in Wildcat formation and just took it himself.
Put 3 great big bodies in front of him. And needed 2, got 4. And now Garden City, with the clock moving and 30 seconds to play in this game, a chance to win it if they can get in the end zone. Dragon defense trying to keep them out and win the game for Hutchinson.
It's going to come down to a couple of plays.
Moore wants to throw, throws, and he has a receiver, touchdown in the left-hand corner of the end zone. And Garden City, doing what great teams do, takes it downfield against the Blue Dragons, doing the things that it doesn't like to do, but doing them well. That drive predicated on passing, and Garden City has taken the lead and very likely will win this football game. The score coming with just 18 seconds to go.
Kayshawn Jones with the reception. He was wide open.
And now I think a comparatively meaningless extra point, barring a miraculous Blue Dragon return of the kickoff. Give Garden City a ton of credit. They came from behind 3 different times in this game, and this time they have apparently got the Dragons in a terrible situation. 24-21. We'll see what happens with the final 18 seconds to go. And a defense that has played hard, that has nothing to be ashamed of, comes off the field, heads down, and in this battle of heavyweights, number 2 seems to have put the hammer on number 4. The kickoff is next, half a minute away.
Hi, Brian Bobo, General Manager of Midwest Ford and Toyota. We are always looking for ways to help our local community. We know you have many choices when it comes to your vehicle needs, and that's how we came up with a better way. Any new or most pre-owned vehicles at Midwest Superstore will come with a warranty for life. That includes a limited lifetime powertrain warranty, helping you with the security and reliability and overall lower cost of ownership. If we don't have it, we can get it. New Toyota, new Ford, or even pre-owned vehicle that fits you. Come see us at 1100 East 30th or online at MidwestSuperstore.com.
Kickoff taken by the Blue Dragons and returned out to the 35-yard line. Dragons have 13 seconds left. They could tie the game with a field goal, but they've got to get the ball downfield 40 yards to have any sort of a realistic shot at that. Hutchinson has no timeouts left.
Yep, you're asking a lot here. And the clock would stop on a first down. You could run down the field and spike it and get a field goal attempt off, but this play right here has to be a good one and a long one.
And it is not Shucker in there at quarterback. Is that Arrington?
Yeah, 7.
Probably has a stronger arm. And
the Dragons are going to try to throw it from a half-back pass and instead have to run it upfield out of bounds. Gain of about 3. And Garden City's got half the city between Hutchinson and the goal line, as this place is full of defensive backs. And Garden City has come to Hutchinson, and by coming from behind 3 times against, I think, the best defense Hutchinson's ever had, certainly against the run, it is Garden City that, barring a Blue Dragon miracle over the next 8 seconds, that's going to take away a win.
Thought maybe there could have been a horse collar on that tackle out of bounds. I kept looking for a flag. That would have been really advantageous for Hutchinson.
Yeah, you could have thrown it maybe into the end zone.
Right, but now, you know, that we took 10 seconds off the clock to gain a couple of yards, and that is not what Hutchinson drew up.
So a great Blue Dragon football season that sees the Dragons 8-1 and saw them inside a minute away from taking over the lead in the conference looks as though it is going to end in disappointment in front of the biggest crowd to watch a junior college game in this stadium this year, by far. Shucker throws it underneath, and that'll do it. Dragons don't have a timeout. The catch was made, but this game is over. And congratulations to the Garden City Broncbusters. For the second time in 3 years, they have come to Gowans Stadium and defeated the Dragons in a tight game as they win this one just as they did the game a couple of years ago by 3. 24-21 is the final. We'll take a 2-minute break and be back with postgame.
Or bags for your vacuum? How about free pickup and delivery for any service? Hi, this is Donna Pitzer, the bag. I work on all vacuums, including Auric, Kirby, Simplicity, Dakar, Hoover, Kenmore, and all Panasonics. I can get bags and parts for almost any vacuum. Plus, in most cases, I'll save you up to 40% on your back purchase. Best of all, I deliver at no charge for parts and service of your vacuum. Call me Donna Pitzer, the bag lady, at 663-4322 for Tex Vacuum Cleaners to just text.
It's football season, when the weather is warm one day and cold the next. Stay ahead of cold and flu season by drinking plenty of liquids, getting enough rest, and keeping your hands sanitized. Come see the friendly folks at Ashcraft Pharmacy, your locally owned Health Mart pharmacy, for over-the-counter medications to help alleviate symptoms. And if you need a prescription, we offer free mail-out, free delivery, or call ahead for our handy curbside service. Go Dragons! From Ashcraft Pharmacy in the Hart Shopping Center, South Hutchinson, and Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
First National Bank is always open. We've made it easier than ever to conduct all of your banking from your smartphone, tablet, or laptop. You pick the location to get started, all via fnbhutch.bank. Apply for a loan or open an account over your lunch break or from the comfort of your own home. Electronic banking everywhere you are. Get started at fnbhutch.bank. We wish you happy holidays and a very Merry Christmas. First National Bank, we're first for you.